Alright. What's up? Hello, everybody. How we all doing? I know it's late. I know it's late. Seems very loud right now. No, it's about normal. I don't know why. Oh, it's just because I have my headphones turned up. I'm dumb. Alright. What's up, Crimson? What's up? Impromptu stream. I was gonna do this yesterday, actually, but I wanted to get some stuff prepped. I was talking to Murphy, actually. Murphy and I were talking about how to run events, and I've been asked a lot. 1 second. One sec. This is not normally how I title my videos or my streams or anything. Doing some character design for solo game dev work. Nice. There we go. We are recording some stuff for YouTube today, chat. That is mainly why I'm live. Mainly the big reason that we're doing this. I think this is going to be... Gotta think. I know it's going to be a YouTube video. I think it'll be good. Waiting on everybody else. Alright. We love a good recording sesh. Yeah! Okay. We're not ready yet, because I do need people here, because we're going to do some Q&A. But, I think this goes along with some of the stuff that I was saying before about doing a little bit of, like, not rivals. Especially, like, even things that aren't fighting games. Because I want to talk and be able to stream and record videos and stuff for stuff that's, like, doing game dev work. Or, my, like, behind the scenes with creator economy things. Or... like playing other games, doing collabs, doing a bunch of other stuff. So, but basically, I saw a bunch of people that were saying that Ludwig's advice was bad, and those people are all wrong and dumb because they have not tried, or they have not tried well. So, all right, 1 sec. Should I post that I'm actually live? Yeah, I probably should. Okay. Why is he doing his own Streamer U lecture? Kind of. It's based on stuff I heard at Streamer U. That was the impetus for this. We're gonna watch some clips. We're gonna talk about some stuff. It is more of like a offshoot of someone else's Streamer U lecture. And not at Streamer U, and from a much smaller person, but who can say, yeah, those people were right. I did not see the Streamer U stuff. What is this? I'll show you. I'll show you. Don't worry. So Streamer U was a creator event run by Kai Cenat that was, despite not really watching anything of that sphere of Twitch, I went to watch all of Led's lectures. Dude is a solid educator. Yeah, exactly. I don't watch IRL streamers at all. But Led's lectures were amazing. Watch all 3 of them. If I can say like anything, watch all 3 of them. They're all on his YouTube. I think on his 2nd channel. I wouldn't be surprised if they get compiled into something for the main. Yeah, if you don't know, Streamer U is an event run by Kai Cenat, record holder for the most subs of all time, one of the biggest streamers in, not one of, like below speed, basically. Especially if you can find a way to time game dev in there. I think there's enough marketing beats. It was aimed at full-time streamers, but myself as a person who's not trying to do this full-time, maybe I was a couple months ago because of like work situations, but like it was still super valuable to me. There was a lot of things that I knew already, but were stated in really good ways that like really hit home again. But there were things that I'm like, ah, damn, I haven't thought about it that way. That's really smart. That's good. But the one we are going to talk about, because it has become chatter on the internet, is collabs. Running events with other content creators. So, giving people a little bit of time to tune in, because I've only been live for like 3 minutes. How's everybody else? While we're waiting, how's everybody else doing? How are you all doing? I have been working a lot. I was hoping to stream earlier today, but I'm forcing myself to stream at all today to get this recorded. Just arrived, I'm good. What's up, dude? We've not started yet. Class has not begun. Class has not begun yet. And it is less of a class. This is not Streamer U. This is not I don't have slides made. I have my work email open, but ADHD is pushing your eyes away from it. That does happen sometimes. That does. But this is more for all the people that have asked me how to run an event like Wisely Wars, or how to run a slam. But I also think it is extremely compatible to just like doing collabs in general. How to do cool things with other people you think are cool. And the boss said, I feel very de-rusted on Slap City speedrunning. Great. Good for you. Good for you. All right. So, what can we talk about quick while we're waiting for people to filter in? Yeah, I've been busy working, still planning stuff. I've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work on getting my content stuff going again. I'm very excited about it. Despite what I said about doing things that are not fighting games or rivals, we're still doing fighting games and rivals. I will give you guys a leak because I think it's relevant to what we're talking about anyways. I am planning a fighting game show right now. I've got 2 of the contestants in. Need to get 2 more. I literally might DM them as part of this lecture because I think it's relevant. Not Board the Platforms, different game show. I don't want to leak it too much because I think it'll be really fun. I'm going to try to find the best fighting game player alive right now that does not happen to be a pro player. Did you get a chance to find some time to check out the fighting game again? No, I have not. Post that to the Discord again. Remind me. I think that's a good, if I'm trying to expand my content too, that's a good like middle ground of like, I'm just doing indie game stuff, but also they happen to be fighting games. I'm definitely down for that. Oh, chat, I'm going to be traveling this weekend. I am gone Thursday afternoon till Sunday evening, which means I'm going to miss the Marvel Tokon beta, and I'm very bummed about it. I'm going to miss the Marvel Tokon beta. Hopefully I'll be able to play myself, but I won't be able to stream any of it. That is also when Avatar comes out. I have pre-ordered Avatar, so we will be playing Avatar next week. We will do that. I won't be playing Tokon the weekend it came out. Techniques for maintaining the beard. Blow dry it after a shower, or else it gets super curled up. Beard oil, like every other day. Beard balm on days that you need it to hold for a really long time. I didn't use any beard balm today. Pinged in the Discord about the DM. Dope. Sick. Sick. Alright. Oh, this music is reminding me. I've been playing, I need to play a lot more of it, because I started it and it was very busy. Densha Attack whips. Densha Attack is so good. If you have not played it and you like trains and or Tony Hawk, you should play Densha Attack. It's sick. If this lecture goes fast, that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the stream. Although I'm not going to stream for long because it's late. I didn't start this until like 9:30, and I want to be in bed by midnight. PRC music? Yep. You and Coney are genuinely the best commentators out there. Please never change. Thank you, dude. I don't think I agree with you, but I appreciate it. I don't think I'm the best commentator out there. I don't think I'm the best commentator out there. I think I'm very good. I do think that Coney is probably the best. Do I think Coney is the best? I think pound for pound, Coney's probably the best platform fighter commentator right now. If I expand to other games, then there's a bunch of other people I'd put in there. Obviously, you got Sage Ambitious, Ketchup Mustard, Ringe. I think Ringe is one of the best to do it right now. Cola and Street Fighter. Yeah, I think Coney is... Coney, Vish, there's a couple. I think I'm getting up there. But thank you. I appreciate being in the same realm as Coney. I appreciate it. Mojo, what did that get? Oh, it's Dancing Guy. Hell yeah. But yeah, Densha Attack whips, and the music also whips. It's so good. It's so good. Alright, this is a small topic that I don't usually talk about, so I'm not going to give it too much longer. Usually estimate that it takes about like 15 minutes for... it's more like 30. People will just kind of filter into the first 30 minutes of any stream you do, and then it stays and levels out unless you do something really exciting, then it keeps building. And then from there, peaks and valleys tend to just be dependent on what you are doing on stream, if people are jiving with it or not. I will say, for the stuff I'm about to say, I don't think any of it's groundbreaking. I don't think any of it is stuff that, like, people never would have even thought of. In fact, that's how I feel about a lot of Lud's lectures, about a lot of Lud stuff, is I'm like, yeah, I've heard this advice. But it's good to hear it from him, from someone that's done it. It's good to hear advice from someone that can be like, I lived this. Here's the mistakes I made. Here's the things that I did well. I also think just the way he said it was really smart. He said it in a way that gets to everybody. I'm always shocked at how many content creators don't put thought into their content. The number of people I've talked to that are like, yo, dude, I also want to make content. Or I also do YouTube. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, what do you do? And they'll like show me their YouTube channel. I'm like, you have not uploaded in 2 years. And you've uploaded like 4 videos. Or I'm like, what do you want to make a video about? Like, if they're like, oh, I haven't done anything yet. Like, I don't know. I just want to make a video. Which, you know what? You do need to want to be a YouTuber to be a YouTuber. I agree with that. But people who are like, I want to be a YouTuber and that's it. They don't want to be a tech YouTuber. They don't want to be a gaming YouTuber. They don't want to be an IRL fashion, snowboarding, aerial stunts, spectacular. Like, they just, I want to be a YouTuber. Have you done any video editing? No. I want to be a YouTuber. I'm like, no, you don't. You just want to be famous. You just want people to know you on the internet. In fact, Lud got in a lot of heat for that. for people that took a clip out of context, he told a student to quit. He told one of the kids at, not kids, they're not kids, they're adults. He told one of the streamers at Streamer U to quit. You should stop streaming. You should not do this anymore. But it's because he had his entire class were 30. Sam, they're kids? I know, but they're also adults. They're kids, but they're adults. But they are kids. Oh, hi, buddy. My dog is here. But he was talking to he's like, hey, I gave everybody a thing. Like, you needed to write down a streamer you look up to and goals. The college dropout? No, different clip. Different clip. He also said that person was dumb. That was a high school dropout, I think. He called a lot of people dumb this weekend. To be fair, there was a lot of dumb people there this weekend. But no, there was somebody that he was like, hey, I need you all to write down 3 goals that you have for the year. And write down, in a different class, he said, I need you to write down 2 people whose content inspires you, who you think they are people that you look up to. And he said, all right, did anybody not write something down? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you didn't write anything down. And this was after like 5 minutes. Somebody raises their hand and he's like, you should quit. You should not be a streamer. If you can't take the time to write down 3 goals for the next year when you are in a class and you are in a lesson being taught by one of the biggest, most successful YouTubers and streamers ever, you probably should quit. And people were not happy about that because people were like, you can't tell people to quit. It's like, dog, if you're not willing to put in the time and the effort to become a content creator, it's not going to be easy. The dude mocking everybody in the pool. I saw part of that clip. I saw part of that one. I do have a couple of things saved. Not really funny clips, but stuff that people are talking about. I have to work for this? Yeah, people are... The number of people that were like, what do you mean I have to... They're like, what do you mean you can't grow on Twitch? They're like... Look at the homepage. Is there any discoverability? No. You have to grow on a different platform. And people are like, oh, I don't have a YouTube, or I have one and I haven't uploaded in 3 years. All right. So, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna grab some water, and then I think we're ready to talk. Chat, I need you to come up with questions for me. I'm gonna wait. There's gonna be a specific time. But I want you guys to come up with some questions for me. All right, it's sparkling water time. What kind of questions are we talking about? If you just tuned in, you have no idea what I'm doing. You played Mina the Holloware yet? No, not yet. I have a trip this weekend, and I'm thinking about downloading it before my trip, so that I can play it on the plane. My dog wants attention, so 1 second. We're gonna give him a treat. Ups, touch. Touch. Sit. Yes, there you go. How do you balance doing videos for content and making said content? I think I need you to rearrange the question for me, or to reword it, because videos are content. Videos are content in my mind. Do you mean streaming? Because I do a lot of videos that aren't streaming. Or do you mean like content that I do for work? Because I'm a content marketer. All right, let's make sure that I have everything loaded correctly. Because I have examples and a bunch of different stuff. Streaming for content, making video about it. I can talk about that quick, because that's not related. You take time off streaming to make a video, so there's got to be a balance there, I'm guessing. It is why I don't call myself a streamer. I call myself a content creator. if I was a streamer, I would only be streaming to make content on stream. I like doing fully scripted content. I'm more proud of the stuff that I do on there. I basically stream if I think what I'm doing makes more sense on stream. Which is why I don't stream as often as I probably should. I should do more... Hey, dude, come on. I probably should stream more in general, but also, like... I subscribe to Ludwig's POV that, like, me playing a game just for fun, I don't care about streaming that. Because I don't think that's good content. If you are super into that game, you will get a baseline of a certain amount of viewers. But there's a reason my video about playing every single rank in Rivals did way better than, like, if I just uploaded a video that was I'm playing ranked for 4 hours. So I'm trying to organize everything. So a lot of times when I'm streaming, I'm not doing what I would be doing if I was just playing the game for fun by myself. So I'm trying to be better about it, that when I stream, it is for a goal or a reason. And then if I get those done, if I'm like, I want to record 2 segments, or if I want to do an interesting thing that maybe I'll turn into a stream. Sometimes it flops, and I'm like, yeah, that's, or maybe a video. Sometimes it flops, I'm like, yeah, that would not have been a good video, I'm not going to use it. That's something I really want to be better about this year. Or not this year, but going forward. Because I just have less time. I have more money to pay for editing and things like that because I'm working a job now. But until that job ends, which it's a contract, so it will end. It's not a, like, I'm getting fired or anything. It's a contract. But until that job ends, I need to be more careful and more intentional with the time I do spend making content. Going to bed, hope you have a nice stream. So yeah, SSK. I think the only channel that's basically just stream highlights that you watch is Peach Daily videos. Even just stream highlights, say I've been playing in some creator lobbies for Mecha Chameleon and Super Battle Love. And that does not fit on my channel as of right now. My channel is all fighting games and platform fighters. It's usually Rivals. If I was to upload that, 1, I know it would do worse. But 2, I wouldn't be willing to upload a video unless there was a, like, narrative throughout. If it was just, here's me playing Mecha Chameleon with friends, not gonna upload it. If it was a video that's like, we did this specific challenge and had to accomplish this thing, and it was Mecha Chameleon with friends, sure, then it could become content. Why? Some of these I've played fully off stream. You haven't seen all of these lobbies. What specs do you recommend? I don't know, because I also need to get a new computer. My computer is definitely under-spec'd right now. My computer is definitely under-spec'd. I do think, for example, what I'm about to do, this quick lesson, I think will become a video. Because I think it's a good in-between of, like, people that like me for events and Wisely Wars and that kind of thing will like it. And people that are like, oh, I just want to see what it's like working with creators will also enjoy that kind of thing. Alright, I'm going to turn music down a little bit. So yeah, I'm not up to date on what I need to do for computers, unfortunately. I know what mine is, but mine is bad. I would not suggest getting mine. But yeah, I'm trying to find that balance, Crimson. I was doing some writing off stream, specifically doing some writing for, I'm making a video. I want to do a video about how I got my current job. Or like, I accidentally became a game dev, which I think is interesting and I think is worth talking about. Okay. All right, chat, I think we are ready. I think we are ready. You ready for me to put on the YouTube voice? You ready to get your high YouTubes ready, everything like that? I haven't done this on stream in a long time. So I will be talking as if I'm talking to As much as I like my Steam Deck, it struggles with running Rivals 2 on some stages. Yeah, I was at a tournament the other day, and someone offered to have us play a tournament set on their Steam Deck, and I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's so close to being good, but I didn't want to have any issues. Especially if they're used to it and I'm not. Yes. So yeah, I'll be doing the YouTube thing. I will be doing the streamer talks, does YouTube. I will leave times open to chat. And I like still put your comments down because there's a good chance I'll respond to it anyways. But I'm gonna like introduce myself, which is weird because y'all know who I am. All right. Hello, what's up? I'm gonna record a real VO'd intro later, so this intro probably won't get used anyways, but I'm still gonna force myself to do it. What's up? I'm Wisely. If you do not know, I do a lot of stuff in fighting games. Specifically, I'm known for Rivals of Aether 2, which isn't the largest fighting game ever. We were 4th at EVO this year, hell yeah. I commentated top 8 for that, but in the grand scheme of things, Rivals is a niche within a niche. It is, fighting games are already a niche community, and this is a indie platform fighter inside that. I also do stuff with Melee, PM, Street Fighter, 2XKO, but like, I'm in that space. I am in that space. What do you mean, remember to take care of myself? I'm saying this because I want to put out, this is probably going to flip orders in the actual video, but you're reminding the YouTube rocks. Got it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to show some of the clips and talk about that, and then we're going to talk about myself. Different order. I'm so sorry. Probably to Easy Freezy if he's the one editing this video. I'm going to show you guys some clips. There's some stuff that happened over the weekend. Have you guys heard of Streamer University? Yes, I am assuming. So, Streamer University was a big event. Streamer U was a big event run by Kai Cenat. Now, Kai Cenat, one of the largest content creators on Earth. He's enormous. And this was an event where he brought a bunch of streamers, live streamers, like these are IRL, not just like sit at desktop like I usually do. IRL streamers to literally a college university during the summer. Things got wild because there were a bunch of IRL streamers all in the same space for like 5 days. But also they had legitimately like really well, I don't want to say tenured because that's an actual professor kind of thing, but professors that were people who have done extremely well within the streaming space themselves. So like Cinna and Valkyrie and Ludwig. That all ran classes about different things. The classes were wonderful. I'm going to make a huge shout out. At least go watch Ludwig's. If you have any interest in making content, they were amazing. It was a goldmine. But Ludwig said some stuff that some people seemed in the class were like, oh yeah, I get it. And then I saw people online that were like, this is false. No one would ever do this. Basically, I'm just going to play the clip. I'm going to play the clip. He is talking about how to do collabs. He's just gotten off of saying that doing a collab with another streamer, your goal should be to have fun. That is your entire point. Because you have fun, then everyone else is willing to come back and do this again later. It is not to make the best video. That's a secondary goal. It's a good goal. It is definitely not to clip farm and to rage bait somebody. It is not to pull a trick on somebody. It is to have fun. Because if you guys are having fun, you will want to keep doing this. Working with somebody once does not get you a network. Working with somebody a bunch does. And then he's like, how do you get a collab? He's getting right off of talking to, there was a viewer of his that sent him a collab idea, and he said, you know what? That's dope. Let's run it. So, here's what Lud says.
Work he was going to put in and what his expectations were for me. Now,
we're going to start this from the beginning, but we're going to probably...
My friends about how long it would take for somebody to be... to the yard and I caught a conversation. He's a smaller streamer. He said, hey, Ludwig.
There we go. Here.
From a viewer. His name's Rui. He's a smaller streamer. He said, hey, Ludwig, I was listening to the yard and I caught a conversation that I had with my friends about how long it would take for somebody to beat me in Super Smash Bros. Melee. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player. So how does someone...
Side note, Lutz says that, and he has said that as a joke for a very long time. Nobody in this room knows that he was never a professional Smash Brothers Melee player, so they don't know it's a joke. He is very good, though. Lud used to make it out of pools at Nationals, is not good anymore, but you know what? I'm watching you. That's fine.
Who starts from day 0 learned to beat me. All right? So he came up with a proposal. This is the proposal he sent me. He outlined exactly what he was going to do, how much work he was going to put in, and what his expectations were for me. Now, this came all because we were talking about a hypothetical situation. How long would it take someone to learn? He wanted to make that reality. Do you know what I said to Rui? Snap yes. Why? He made it easy for me. Sounded fun to do. And I like the guy. I think he's putting in work. I collab with people all the time. I collab with big streamers. I collab with small streamers all the time. Constantly. And I will collab with literally anybody in this room if you come to me with a good proposal that makes it easy on me. Who here knows who Squeaks is?
So, he goes on to talk about more stuff, but he said, I've collabed with big streamers, I've collabed with small streamers. If you, what was the exact line?
That makes it easy. Anybody in this room, if you come to me with a good proposal, that makes it easy on me.
There. Good proposal that makes it easy on me. And then I saw a bunch of people on Twitter saying that that was cap. Saying that that was not true. And saying that big streamers are just going to big ego you. Big streamers, big creators won't give you the time of day. And in fact, he's not the only streamer in this event that said the same thing. Cinna, who I don't know if my audience knows as well, also a huge streamer. She just doesn't have any connection to fighting games, so that's fine. Cinna was saying the same thing about how to DM somebody to get a collab, how to DM someone to do an event.
I go into my DM requests regularly. And there's a lot of creators, I get a lot of creators that DM me and say, Cinna, I'd love to collab. And when I look at some of them, there's been YouTubers that I've helped that will ask me, can you help me with this? I've helped somebody with their school project. I did an interview with their school project. But you know what they did? They DM me and they said, hey, Cinna, I want to do this. Can you do X, Y, Z? And they gave me a plan. Versus, I get a lot of other people that say, hey, Cinna, I'd love a collab.
Yep.
I don't know you. You know what
I get these too, by the way. I'm not a big creator, and I have gotten people that are like, yo, dope, we should make a video together. And that's it. You know how many of those videos I've made? None of them. If someone messages me and says, yo, we should make a video together, and that's it, we'd never end up making a video together. That's it. That's how it goes. Or if they're like, yo, we should do a stream together, and that's it, that's also, those never go anywhere.
I mean? And that's not even shade to them. They might be the nicest person in the world. How do I know? You know? I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you do. I don't know your YouTube. I don't know this. And I'm busy. Kai Cenat is busy. Pokey's busy. Ray's busy.
Okay. Anyways, that's going on. That's the same idea, though. How do you get someone to do an event? And I heard a lot of people that were like, this is all cap. There is no way. To compare to real life, this is like when you and a friend say we should hang out and then you never do it. Yeah, there's a big difference between there's a big difference between saying we should hang out and saying we should hang out. Let's meet up Tuesday for coffee. Let's go to the baseball game at this time and date. I am meeting up with Quinn, who was in Wisely Wars, on Wednesday for coffee. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do a content chat together as two creators because we live near each other. But that didn't start because we said, hey, we should hang out. I was like, hey, I have some questions about how you did this thing. I would like to meet up with you to talk about this. When works for you? There. It's just like real life. But I saw a bunch of people that were like, this doesn't work with big creators because they'll ego you. They're going to big dog you. They say that they're going to do this. They say that they are going to do this, but they won't. They're not actually going to do it. They won't follow through. And to that I say, you guys are totally wrong. I am roughly, this month is low because I've barely done any streaming, so it's actually been mostly the local that's on my channel. But when I've been streaming consistently, you see here, average 57 views, average 27, 85, 35, 32, 25, 38, 56, and then you add in YouTube viewers as well. When I'm streaming consistently and I'm doing full-on content, I'm going to say I average about 50-ish viewers. I think it's actually a little higher. I think it's probably more like 70, but that's because I do a lot of events and I do a lot of collabs. I am a small streamer in the grand scheme of things. I'm in the top 3% according to Twitch Tracker. Down here. I'm in the top 3%. But as a side note, and you're going to start to see, look at all these famous followers. These famous followers are almost all people that I have worked with. People that I have done events with. So, Ludwig, Coney, Frost Prime. I have not worked with CDN the Third. Hbox, Barley, Skullvolver. Like, these are all partnered streamers that you're seeing on here. Now, how did I, someone who gets like 50 viewers, and, you know, you go to my YouTube channel, and my average video lately is getting like 8,000 views. Okay, my recent videos, for fully scripted ones, almost 10K, 7.6K, 7K, 7.6K, 2.8K, low, 3.5K. Like, I do have videos that are a lot bigger. If you look, that's not the right thing. Views. 120,000, 77,000, 64,000. I do have videos that are bigger. I'm just over a 10K channel. Now, that is 10K without, like, any growth in the last year. I'm almost at 11K. Now, let's look at last 365 days. I was at over 10K 365 days ago. I'm working on it. This has been a very slow year of growth for me. It has been great for in-person events, but it's been very slow for the YouTube channel. It's part of the reason that I'm going to be branching out and doing more stuff. I think I can get more people into Rivals and into fighting games by doing other things and bringing them along for the ride. Like, that is the longer term thing here. Anyways. So, here. You saw all my analytics. You know that I'm not a big streamer. I am a larger streamer. Most streamers have apparently it is almost impossible to get over 3 viewers if you are a streamer. Most people extremely struggle to get over 3 people, which is crazy because you could message your mom and have her watch. Like, you should be able to get over that if you're putting even a little bit of effort into the content. But, like, that's how it goes. Most people really struggle to get over 3. The fact that I do get, if I was at like 50 consistently, I'd be in like the top 1% of streamers still. It's just because I stream on multiple channels. It has this. Rarely breaks through viewers. And that's fine. You're not trying to be a full-time creator. It's people that are trying to be a full-time creator and still have that. So, how then, as I said, they're wrong. Those creators will give you the time of day. How have I run events? How have I run events with Failboat, Frost Prime, Barley the Burr, Ludwig himself? If you look there, Data's Heck, Macro, RDE, Scootish, Murphy, Quinn, Skullvolver, Scurry, like, if you look at this list of creators, I am the smallest person on here, and they're all in my event. And if you look at, that was the first one. If you look at the second one, I am still the smallest creator. Is it by saying Ludwig will be there? Nope. It is not. I'm not going to lie. It helped. But how do you think I got Ludwig? I had to get Ludwig too. Once you get one, it does snowball, and I'll talk about that. I am confident that I could run this event without Ludwig in it, and it would do just as well. It would do just as well. So how did I do it? How did I do it? And in fact, let's show you, before I go on to some more of my accolades, I do want to show you a clip. Go to display capture from Lud himself. Because I want you to know, like, how well Ludwig and I know each other. Because you know what? We both started in Smash. Maybe he knows me. Maybe we've been best buds and I've never told you guys. This is a clip from Lud himself.
Hope your Saturday's going well. I'll recap mine. I woke up around 11:50. I had a melee match at noon for Slime's commentator tournament. I went 0-2, losing to Bobby Scar and some ice climbers who made me want to die inside.
I was the some ice climbers that made him want to die inside. I don't think he remembers this clip. I don't think there's a world where he realized that I am that person. There's no way that he knows that that was me. Anyways, I just love that clip. Goes 0-2 to Bobby Scar and some ice climbers who made me want to die inside. I was the ice climbers. GG's. GG's, Ludwig. Anyways. There's no way he remembers that was me. If he does, you know what? Props to him. But, I don't want to leak anything here. Like, Lud and I didn't know each other. We knew of each other. I'll be real. We knew of each other, but we didn't know each other. So let's look at my analytics. I have here all of my analytics from Wisely Wars. In fact, I put this together today to show you guys. This is ordered by largest following size on their largest platform. So Ludwig, obviously, largest creator, 6,750,000. Tierzoo is almost at 4 million. Macro is at 1,390,000. Now, if you notice, Tierzoo and Macro, two of the smaller streamers there. They are much bigger on YouTube than they are streaming. And that's fine. I'm showing that no matter how you slice it, I'm the smallest person here. Barley, 860 average viewers. Where's the comma supposed to be here? There and there, yeah. Million people on TikTok. Adrian, 500,000. Like, everyone is huge. A lot of people, because it's my audience, they knew Coney. Coney was the name everyone thought was the biggest. Coney is the 14th biggest person on this list. Sorry, 12th biggest person. I did skip these. Frost Prime is like one of the largest Slay the Spire streamers, and Slay the Spire 2 just came out. If you take their combined largest following, which, by the way, like on Ludwig, this is just his YouTube. This is not his YouTube plus his Twitch plus this is just his following size from his largest platform. If their largest platform was Twitch, I used Twitch. If it was Twitter, I used Twitter. If it was, that kind of thing. All combined, we've had 40 people playing Wisely Wars, and they have hit 18,896,106 combined viewers. That is all of their own channels. If you take all of their average viewership, so sorted from the biggest to the smallest, if you take all of their average viewership, well, I broke it. There we go. Their combined average viewership is 27,667. Now, Ludwig himself shared what he makes in a month. At StreamerU. Ludwig makes $1,100,000 every single month. 800,000 of that is just in sponsorships. He also has a team of like 15 people. So he pays an entire staff. But he makes over $1 million every month. Now, if we average that to just say like the 1,100 or 1,100,000, and there is, you know, about 400 waking hours in a month. And I've had Ludwig do this event twice. Now, this is an event that if all you do is the tournament days, it still takes about 15 hours. 5 for each tournament day, 3 tournament days per thing. That's without any training. That's without meeting with your coach. That's without doing any streaming of your grinding, whatever. Most people put in about like 30 to 40 hours in learning Rivals and playing Rivals throughout this. But if I just use the tournament times, which is like 15 hours, and then Ludwig did it twice, which is 30 hours, I have effectively gotten $100,000 of marketing from Ludwig. Now, I'm not selling a product. He's not shilling for me. But that's what the math works out to. If you take how much he makes divided by the time, if I had to pay Ludwig to be in this event, it would cost $100,000. Now, you take a look at this. You take a look at all the names. You take a look at all of the numbers. I did not pay a single person to be here. There's not a single person who signed up to be here. Now, something I didn't mention is that everyone with the asterisks here, so Ludwig, Quinn, Frost, RDE, etc., those are all people that were in it twice. They've been in 2. I have not doubled any of their numbers, so you could double their numbers and make this graph look even crazier. They've all been in it twice. So, how did I, a small streamer, convince all of them? I want to hear from chat if there's anybody talking in chat right now. What do you think is the easiest way to get them? I heard someone say, is it by saying Ludwig will be there? I'm saying even before getting Ludwig. Because I still had to get Ludwig. I know that Off-Brand is the publisher, of Rivals, which is the game I ran this event for. And Off-Brand also is owned by Ludwig. But they could not confirm that he would be there. They were not able to confirm that Ludwig was going to be there. They said, we can ask, but we're not sure. By being nice? Yes. That's kind of part of it. You made it really easy and clear for them to sign on? Yes. That is actually... I'll give you a sneak peek into what my notes show here right now. Literally, my first thing is make it easy. You know what I did? I can start playing music again. All right. Because I had to pitch this to Off-Brand too. Because I did spend money on this event. I paid my staff. I paid multiple TOs. I paid my broadcast team. I paid commentators. It still cost over $1,000 just to run it. So one, Off-Brand, I had to pitch them an event. But two, they had to then send my pitch to Ludwig to see if he wanted to be in it. I made it as easy as I could. I said, this is the event that I'm doing. It is going to be this time, this date, this time commitment. This is the format. Now, you don't need to overload somebody. You don't need to give them like every single detail. But you want to make it as easy as possible for someone to say yes. If someone DMs me and they're like, yo, let's do a thing, and then they don't tell me what that thing is, not only do I not do it, I don't respond. I don't even answer. Now, I will say, for each of these events, I did pre-confirm a couple people. I would start with like 4 people, like 4 to 6, because this is also part of it, so that I planned well. I started with 4 to 6 pre-confirmed so that I would be able to promote using them later. Because someone said, is it by saying Ludwig would be there? I mean, they're not wrong. Ludwig was part of my first announcement. But I had to get Ludwig. So the first like 5 people, I also said, we are looking at these couple of dates. Once everyone has said that they are on board, we will find the date that works for everybody. So I did that. I also think part of this is you do the work in advance. When I went to Off-Brand, and this is also part of just getting a sponsorship or getting that like a partnership, and that means I didn't go to Off-Brand and say, hey, I want to do a big Rivals event. Are you interested? I didn't even say, hey, I want to do a Rivals creator event. Are you interested? When I showed up to talk to Off-Brand, I had an entire pitch deck. I said, here's the event that I'm doing. I'm doing this with or without you. I would just like your help. I'm going to do this. And then I already had almost all of my initial creators confirmed. So when I went to Off-Brand and I said, hey, I want to do this. One sec. Let's see if I still have this, actually. Do I still have? I'm down to share. Wisely Wars pitch. Control. I don't have my pitch to Off-Brand right now. But yeah, I came to Off-Brand and I was like, hey, I have like these 4 creators already confirmed. I think those creators were... It was Dad as Heck, Macro, CJ, Frost Prime, and Failboat. Wisely Wars would have been big without Ludwig. It just helped. In fact, I used getting those creators to say, this is worth Ludwig's time. One of the other things is that you need to make it worth the other creators' time. Now, I'm not saying that it'll get better viewership for them. Because there's a lot of people where if they do a collab where they're playing a weird game for 18 hours, they're probably not going to have their normal viewership. But that doesn't always have to be viewership. In this case, I basically, and it was whether it's the creators that I actually reached out to or the ones that signed up, they signed up because they saw an opportunity to get pre-made collab sessions with other creators. I basically was saying, hey, do you want almost 20 hours of pre-set up collab content for you and your stream? Working with other creators that not only other creators, working with other creators that I've gone through the process of vetting and making sure are other good people that have good vibes and that you'd be able to have a good time with. And now that I've done it, now after I did it once, I had people signing up that were like, yo, my friend said it was amazing. My friend said it was super good. I'd love to be in this. Because they know that even if it's not great for their viewership, they're going to have a fun time. They're going to be able to work with other creators. They're going to meet other creators that they've never met before, because the entire point was to get it for a lot of, like, a big variety of people. Like, it kind of snowballs once you start getting a couple people on. You start getting more and more. Now, I initially thought it'd be a smaller event, but I still thought we'd get big creators. Yeah, I showed up. I made it easy. For all of the other creators, when they applied, the application that they applied to has... Where is it? The application that they had to apply with... Oh, come on. Where is it? Recent. There, signups. There. Here. Let's take a look. This was the application page for Wisely Wars. This is the application page. Or form. Had game. Let's actually set it up. Yeah. Game. Rivals of 8th. Oh, God. Stop moving. What does this look like? How do I do the, like, see this as preview? There we go. Game. Rivals of 8th 2. Dates. Players announce training begins. Training period. Round Robin 1, Round Robin 2, final double elimination bracket. When they messaged me, I told them exactly how long each of these days was going to take, too. I said, we are hoping it goes 4 hours. We have budgeted 6 just to be safe. I will say average will probably be 4.5 to 5. Okay, this broke. Must be a streamer or content creator that promote, like, you can read all of this and be like, oh, I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. So yeah, you make it easy for them. When Lud said in his clip, they gave me a good idea, I thought it sounded fun, and I didn't have to plan any of it, he's right. He's right. If you want to do, whether it's you're trying to run your own Wisely Wars, you're trying to run your own big streaming event, or you are just trying to do a collab with another streamer, give them every reason possible to say yes. If you make it so that you struggle to come up with a date, that's harder. If you make it so that you clearly don't have a full idea, that's harder. I came up to all these people, whether it's the application or the pitch or my promotion, and I said, hey, I want to do this thing. Here's the format I'm doing, because I had it from Sage M Slam. Here's the format I'm doing. Here's an example of someone who's done it before. Here's all of this stuff. This is all the details you need to know. Are you down? Now, that's pretty intense. For a lot of people, it could be, yo, let's do a best of 3 in this game. But I'm asking them for a lot of time. The fact that I had all of those creators that I showed earlier, each giving minimum 18 hours of their life for this kind of thing, that's a lot. Hi, streamer, do you want to collab BTW? You will have to do all the work. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like when Lud said, like, I will collab with people. I bet if I DM'd Lud now and was like, hey, with a good idea, which I do not have right now, but with a good idea that was fully fleshed out and was like, here are the 2 dates that work for me, which is best for you, I bet he would say yes. It's important that you thought about what they would get out. Yeah, because I knew that I was asking a bunch of creators to play my favorite video game. I knew what I was getting out of it. The competitors? Yes. I wanted it to be a good experience. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be good content for them. Even if it wasn't their peak viewership, I still wanted it to be something where they were like, this is good content for me to be interacting with other fun, interesting creators. I'll tell you straight up, this has 100% been worth a bunch of people's time. I have had creators that were in Wisely Wars that have literally told me to their face, wait, I said that wrong. They've told me to my face that Wisely Wars changed their life. And these are people that are way bigger creators than I am. I've had someone that is a full-time content creator tell me that being in Wisely Wars changed his life. And I can pull up some of this. Like, let's look through here. Following. Where's Quinn? Quinn, there. Quinn. With 350,000 people on YouTube. What you guys don't know is that Quinn was in the middle of changing his content. Well, that's not it, apparently. Quinn was in the middle of switching his content. Let's pull it up. Here. This is Quinn's YouTube. Now he's at 366. Does Binding of Isaac stuff lately. And literally uploads like 3-hour things like 4 times a day of different runs. Just got into Rivals, having trouble picking them in. Can't wait to get better, but do I suck? Hell yeah, I'm very glad to hear it. I know that today's stream is about Rivals, but I really do appreciate it. So like, this is all Binding of Isaac. Now let's go to Quinn's most popular stuff. 3 million videos on Pokemon. 2.4 million views on Pokemon. 1.6 million views on Pokemon. Quinn was a Pokemon YouTuber. And really hated Pokemon after a certain point because he got super burnt out. Like, look at all of this. These are also heavily edited, super tight. Like, Quinn was in the middle of switching his content. Because if I scroll down, he's been doing Binding of Isaac runs. Jesus, he uploads a lot now. Slay the Spire was doing a lot of roguelike stuff. There is some balloons. This is when he was trying to figure out what he was going to be doing. This is balloons 6 months ago. This is just trying different games to see what sticks. Plants vs. Zombies. But you can see 9 months ago, or yeah, 9 months ago is the last time he did any Pokemon stuff. Because one, he said he doesn't like Nintendo. He doesn't want to work with, doesn't want to do a game that Nintendo has say over. That's about it. But was getting super burnt out on Pokemon. But like they were doing well. Now he says that Rivals is actually his favorite game, which is really funny. Because he only played Rivals a little bit before the first Wisely Wars. But if I pull up Quinn's Twitch, because Quinn does stream on both, but if I pull up Quinn's Twitch, you can see when Wisely Wars was. This is Twitch tracker, Quinjamin. Look at that green line right now. So Wisely Wars 1 was averaging 9 viewers. And I knew this. I knew this when I accepted him. I was like, yeah, viewership's low, you're big on YouTube, but I know that you're trying out some different stuff. I also knew Quinn in person. I was a little biased. I wanted my friend to be in it. Because he counted. Quinn was averaging 9 viewers when Wisely Wars 1 happened. He is now averaging 108 viewers per stream. Now, that's not all because of Wisely Wars, but he has started doing collabs with Frost Prime. He's done Slay the Spire and Binding of Isaac with Frost Prime. We've been doing Mecha Chameleon lobbies with Quinn, Quezzy, Nandre, like a few other people, and he's been streaming this. Quinn literally was like, yeah, being in Wisely Wars changed my life because I got to meet and collab with people I never would have met with. And now they're just good friends who talk in like a private group chat all the time. Like, this is crazy growth. Even when he was a big Pokemon YouTuber, he wasn't getting those kind of numbers. So he's also in the middle of switching to be more of a streamer than a YouTuber. So that's like a whole thing. I'm just using this as an example because I know him. That's actually why he and I are meeting next week, or this week, is because we're going to talk a bit about me switching my content a bit. Not in the same way, but switching it to be a little, just less Rivals and fighting game heavy so that it's a thing and it's a focus that I do, but it's not the only thing. Yeah. Quinn has literally been like, hey, this changed my life. I was talking to Murphy yesterday because Murphy's actually trying to do a similar event. I don't think that's a spoilers. He does an annual Balatro charity event. And so he was picking my brain about how to tweak it using some of the ideas from Wisely Wars. Murphy like routinely tunes into Rival stuff, plays off stream himself, and went to Evo. And was like, dude, if you told me a year ago that I would have gone to Las Vegas on probably my most expensive trip of the year for a game I'd never even heard of before, you'd be out of your mind. But it was my favorite trip of the year. And he's like, even if you say, hey, you can't be in the next Wisely Wars, like, I will find some way to help out. I don't care if I can cast, I can do this, I can help with branding, because he's a graphic designer in his own time. Like, that's his IRL job. Like, there are people that have become genuinely really good friends through me doing this. That is why I think this event is so sick. There's people that have become very good friends online and offline through being in Wisely Wars. So when I say make it worth their time, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Now, I can't say you should make an event that makes people have lifelong friends, because that's really hard to do. But I can give the opportunity to like, if I am vetting everybody, because, like, I can't pull it up. Out of the 80 people that applied for Wisely Wars 1, and then I already had a bunch of pre-confirmed, I went from like 80 to like 16. And that was not just, I didn't take the biggest creators. There were some large creators that I didn't accept because I didn't think their vibes were going to be right for the event. I knew that I was like, hey, this person's big. Their content, frankly, sketches me out. And I'm glad I found out later, because I did find out that that person, how do I explain this? Did find out later that that person literally has been a predator before. I'll just say that. So, man, I was a good sense of character, apparently. Yeah. But they applied, and I was like, you're a large creator. I don't feel like accepting you. This is not the kind of... The energy and the type of person you are in your videos and streams isn't the kind of person I want to have in my event. So, it is what it is. Anyways. Like, all of this applies for, like, messaging smaller creators too, though. Or just doing a collab. I am planning a collab right now, and I'll give you a teaser. It's a fighting game collab. And currently, I have RDE and Proxy signed up for it. They're going to be contestants on a game show I'm running. And Proxy has literally commentated, like, Evo top 8, like, 3 different times for multiple games. Proxy has done Evo top 8 for Strive. He's done top 8s for 2XKO. The Proxy poll. Dude, I love Proxy. Proxy and I have met through doing commentary. But yeah, we're getting Proxy to be on the show as well. But, like, I didn't say, hey, I have like, what do you want to do? I was like, this is the thing that I want to run. Here's the format. Here's enough to, like, don't spoil it for you so that you have the answers. It's not a trivia thing. I don't know why I said answers, but, like, what do you want to do? And he's like, yeah, sick. I'm super down. Let's do it. I would love to do that. I have 2 more people that I'm going to ask. And I'm pretty confident they'll say yes, as long as they can fit the time. I'm pretty confident they'll say yes. In fact, editor, cut this out if they don't end up in the show. No one leak. I'm gonna ask Fumi and Ultima Shadow. I'm gonna ask Fumi and Ultima Shadow because I think they'll be down for it and they'll be good. If not, I have like 8 people for other episodes that I have like listed as like people that I would love to do. Green Goblin and Tokon Beta. I saw. The worst part though is that I'm traveling Thursday through Sunday, so I don't know if I'm gonna have any time to play the Tokon Beta. I'm so sad. I'll be stuck at the airport on Sunday for like 6 hours. Maybe I can play there. What's happening? We're still doing our thing. I'm talking about how to run, basically how to get big creators to be part of your event. That's what I'm doing. So I said, you make it easy, you make it worth their time, and I've kind of hinted at this. You do the work in advance. Like I said, I prepped all of this ahead of time. I didn't know 100% what I was doing, but I came to them with a solid, like, here's what I'm doing, here's my goal for it, here's how long I think it'll take. Like, for this game show, I'm saying, like, I think this should take about 2 hours. That's what I'm saying is the max time. I'm hoping it takes about an hour, but it's probably going to be closer to 2. For Wisely Wars was a much bigger ask, but because I did all the work in advance, they knew that I was, like, good for it, if that makes sense. They knew that I wasn't just some random dude saying, like, yo, I want you to play in this event. because it was clear that I'd put in effort before asking them. I don't think that's as necessary for a collab as long as you have an idea. But if you're doing a big streamer event, I do think it helps a ton. I think it helps a ton to be like, hey, even if you don't have your branding or everything ready, you're like, here's this, here's that. I've been working on my spreadsheets, whatever. Now, let's talk about one of the elephants in the room, which is that for Rivals, I am a bigot. But the other elephant, the much smaller elephant in the room, is that if it's not for Rivals, or at least for fighting games, I'm not a big name at all. No one knows who I am outside of that. No one knows who I am. What are the creators' involvement? 2 events that I ran last year called Wisely Wars. And that'll be doing a 3rd one beginning of next year, probably, but that's not confirmed. I'm also doing a smaller game show coming up, but we don't have a date for that yet. But for this big thing was like, hey, I've got these people lined up, and you know what? Someone said like, oh, is it by like having this? Yes. Is it by having Ludwig already in? Yes. Because when I was able to say, hey, you know how we got Ludwig? Was partially because he was part of Off-Brand, because Off-Brand asked him for the first one. But it was also because when I went to Off-Brand, I said, I have Failboat, CJ, Dad as Heck, and Macro already. And each of them is like a huge creator. So he knew that they were going to be legit. He knew that this was going to be a real event, that this was not going to be like a small time thing. And then that just keeps scaling. So when I put out the application form, they also like more people were like, oh, if these people are already in it, then that'll help for me. I think, especially if you're not a big name, like Sajam can just say, hey, I'm doing a thing for Tokan. Who wants in? And people will clamor. But he also has like over 100,000 followers on social media. I don't. My largest platform is about 10K. My Twitter's at like closing in on 5,000. It's like 4,600 something. I can't just do that. But I can precede it with like, if these people are involved. But you get the first person by being legit. By like knowing that you've put in the effort. So here's the dirty secret. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help from friends. Because I know that even if someone's like, because there's a lot of people that be like, yo, but you're like really big in Rivals. And that did. It lended a ton of credence to it. It lended a ton of credence to it. But like, I think that is part of doing the work in advance, of putting in the work. If I just showed up and I had never done anything with Rivals before, and I was like, yo, I want to do an event for Rivals with a bunch of big content creators, and I had never done a Rivals thing, people would be like, who are you? What are you doing? It's one of the reasons why, vice versa, when I was looking at creator applications, there's creators that applied that I was like, you went live 3 weeks ago, and then you didn't go live until 3 months before that, and you have 2 videos uploaded on YouTube total. You might be a great person, and you might make amazing content. And I don't need the people to be full-time creators, and I don't need people to be big names, but I need people that I know will put in effort. That's it. If someone asks me to do a collab, and I go to look at their channels, and even if it's a person who's smaller than me, but like they've uploaded fairly consistently, and I can tell that they've put in time and effort, and that they are working on their craft, even if it's small, I'm down. I don't need them to be big. I just need them to be trying. So like my time in Rivals helped me get other connections. I know a lot of people because I've done commentary. I'm getting proxy for this event because I did commentary. Whatever. Coney probably knew of me. I mean, Coney definitely knew of me first because of platform fighters and rivals, but like I'm looking at this list. I already showed the clip. Ludwig just knew me as the guy that beat him with Ice Climbers and probably didn't remember that that was me. Out of the people, let's pull up the list of the people that have ever been in Wisely Wars. How many did I know ahead of time? Like, have I personally met ahead of time? I knew Tirzu, but that's because he was in Twitch Rivals that I commentated. And he followed me after that because he was shocked that I knew that he had played competitive Smash at one point. We got CJ because he was... one of his editors also edited for me. So that's how we got CJ. Stans followed me because of rival stuff, but frankly, we had never messaged. In fact, let's not fully leak things. I can go to double check this. Here. This is my DM to Stans to ask him to be in Wisely Wars. Was the first time we'd ever actually talked, even though we had been mutuals. And I said, hey, I'm doing another Wisely Wars for Rivals 2, already coordinating with Off-Brand and Aether Studios. And I told everybody that I messaged that I'm already working with Off-Brand and Aether because it lended credibility to what I was doing. Again, that I'm just saying shows up to putting in the time and effort, doing the work in advance. You don't have to have a big collab like that. It'll be Wednesday through Sunday with 3 actual competition days, 2 round robins, 1 final bracket, in between days for coaching and training. Actual competition days would be Monday. I said this wrong. We should have said Wednesday, Friday, Sunday evening, whatever. I said all of this even though Stans has literally already been in Sage M Slams. Stans has been in events that were the same thing. And then I also, Key, said still deciding, but here's the 3 options that we're looking at for dates. Nothing is public yet. Right now I'm getting some people on board so that when the event and applications are announced, it'll get even more streamers to sign up. And then we started talking. I'm very interested, but might need to take a rain check to Wisely Wars 3 if it's in early April. Because I didn't know he was having a baby. And you know what? It actually didn't work. Or it did work. We had never talked before this. We were mutuals, but like we had never actually talked. That's how this goes. Who else did I know in advance? Walt and I met through doing Smash. But Walt wasn't in until the second one. Ritual Neo, because we had done Rivals together. Again, I honestly count that as part of putting in the work. Junebug and I through Smash. Dad as Heck and I through Smash. No one else. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5 people that knew who I was before and out of the 40. Most of these other people had no idea who I was. Most of them didn't know what Rivals was. But you know what I did? I was friends with Dad, and not as a creator. I knew Dad as a PM player. I love how often I see Gaius in Rivals chats. Yeah, exactly. I knew Dad as a PM player, not as a creator, because we had met at Mile High Club in Denver, and had started talking because of that. Like, I knew he was a creator, but I didn't know him as a creator, if that makes sense. I, like, vaguely knew of him through, like, a couple of Alpha Red stuff that I had watched. And this is where I said, don't be afraid to ask for help from friends. I just messaged Dad, because Dad was one of the first people I got. Don was one of the very first people I got for the first Wisely Wars. And I said, like, hey, this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. And I said, I'm trying to get some people in advance to help build up the hype for when this is actually announced. And Don straight up was like, do you want me to ask some of my creator friends? I was like, you know what? Sure, I'd love that. Within 10 minutes of him saying, do you want me to ask some of my creator friends if they want to play? I had, what was it? I had Failboat and Frost Prime. Within 10 minutes. Because Don and I had hung out and had, like, gotten Buffalo Wild Wings or something like, or we'd gotten dinner together at an event. And, like, had kept chatting. And Don and I will still chat about other stuff. Failboat and Frost Prime are huge names. In fact, he got me more. Because there's a lot of... After that, I was like, you know what? That's good for now. I want to confirm some other people. I straight up just asked Macro, because I saw Macro had made a video about Rivals. He had made a video about Rivals too, as a, like, someone who usually did, like, first-person shooters. And I straight up did a called shot. I was like, yo, Macro, this is a really cool video. Are you interested in doing some Rival stuff? And then we kept talking. And that was, you know, before I had the idea for this. Through Don, through Dad, who are the creators that mentioned him? Krub, Nandre, Quezzy, Scootish. Yeah, I think that's it. Krub, Nandre, Quezzy, Scootish. And then, obviously, Failboat and Frost Prime. All were people that applied because they knew Dad. A couple of them were pre-confirmed. The others, like, included Dad as Hack in their applications. They're like, oh, I'm friends with Don. And some of them were in the second one, which Don wasn't in because he couldn't make it. They just were like, yeah, he said this was a great event and had a great time. I want to try it this time. I'll give you guys a... You know what? I don't know if this is a leak or not, because I'd have to ask them. We almost had some huge names for Wisely Wars 2. Like, we did have big names. We almost had bigger names. Because one of my friends happens to play Magic the Gathering with a bunch of content creators. They all play offline. It's their time to do offline, not streamed, not recorded stuff, because they're all creators and need a time to disconnect. So they play in-person Magic the Gathering, and he just happens to get invited. Actually, he happened to get invited to this because one of them was in Wisely Wars 1. Scootish was in Wisely Wars 1. And my friend was one of the assistant TOs for Wisely Wars 1. Mentioned, hey, I'm moving at the end of this month. And Scootish is, oh, no way, that's where I live. I know you do stuff with Magic. Do you want to, like, join our local Magic hangout on, like, Tuesday nights? And, like, that way you can meet some people in town? And Sam was like, oh, yeah, sure. That sounds fun. No, it never was mentioned who else was in this. I don't want to say names because I think that they might be in Wisely Wars 3. Or I'm at least going to ask. But I'm going to look up how large their followings are. Okay, one is 3 million on YouTube. One has 3.4 million. And one has 4.2 million on YouTube. And they almost all three were in Wisely Wars until we realized that, you know, they were all in the same Magic group together. Wisely Wars was the same weekend as Magic Con. It's the only reason I didn't have all three of them in. So their entire friend group went to Magic Con. You know what? I was hiding the names. I'll say. Because it's not going to be like a crazy thing if it doesn't happen. Point Crow plays in that Magic group. Slimesicle and Rambu. They all play Magic together every week. And all three were like down to be in Wisely Wars. And you know what? It just was not the time and place, apparently. Life did not have a way. But, like, that would have happened because I just asked one of my friends if... I was like, yo, you've been playing Magic with a bunch of these guys. Do you mind, like, sharing this with them? Wisely Wars Round 3? Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. Do you mind sharing this with them? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. And a bunch of them, because it was a good friend of theirs, people are so scared of feeling like a leech. They're scared of feeling like they are leeching off of their friends. They're trying to get something from the other creators. Dude, if you come up with a cool idea, they'll say yes. That's all this I'm trying to say with this. Don't be afraid to ask for help from your friends. Because now, after Wisely Wars 1, a bunch of people applied for 2 because, like, there's people who applied for 2 because they're like, yo, Murphy talked about how sick this is. There's a bunch of people who applied for 2 because they're like, oh, Gaius talked about how sick this was. Like, this event is only going to grow. I'm not running another one for a bit because I don't want to oversaturate it. But the fact that, like, now a bunch of people from Wisely Wars are collabing with each other on other things too. Like, this is just growing everybody. That is why, like, you can run these events if you are providing the value to everybody. But you got to make it easy for them. You got to do the work in advance. You got to make it worth their time. And, like, don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like it is 2026. I think we are now living in a world where most people, not everybody, I'm not going to say everybody knows somebody, but I feel like most people know at least one person who is a content creator. Maybe I just live in a weird world because I'm friends with a bunch of gamers, but, like, my cousin's husband's brother is a big tech YouTuber. Or, like, I know people that do stuff for music. And, like, they don't need to be big names. But I feel like everybody knows a content creator. They don't need to be huge. Vouch for that for knowing creators. Yeah, exactly. Like, I obviously put in a lot of work through the Rivals scene and through the Smash scene, and that got me a lot of connections. But I think everybody has something that they can start with. If you're just trying to do a creator event, you can do something, and that's why I said don't be afraid, 1, to ask them to be in it, and 2, ask if they can help share it. It's super easy. Super easy. It feels scary. It feels like you are leeching. And in fact, I'll say right now, I'm currently wrestling with that because I'm working on a game. I am making a game as my job. I am the marketing person. So I've straight up asked a bunch of my creator friends, including all the people that were in Wisely Wars. I was like, hey, when this game comes out, would you be interested in playing it? But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not DMing them every single week being like, hey, are you still thinking about the game I'm working on? Are you still doing, like, nobody has been like, dude, you're being overbearing about it. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna shoot my shot, then we're good. And that's all right. That is all right. Oh, wait. What other crazy thing that happened? You know who else might be in Wisely Wars 3? If we're just saying some weird names. Some, like, random people that are probably going to be in it. You know who else might be in Wisely Wars 3? Which... Here. This is Kevin Afghani. 40.5K is actively tweeting about, like, boy, am I struggling with some gold players. I was not ready for that to be the thing. Boy, am I struggling with gold players and rivals this season. You guys have gotten too good. Got diamond last season in rivals. You know who Kevin Afghani is? He's the voice actor. He is the voice of Forsburn. And he is the voice of Mario as of Mario Wonder. And he actively plays Rivals. In fact, he actively played Rivals 1. He was a Forsburn main from Rivals 1 before he was the voice of Forsburn in 2. And you know what I did? I shot my shot. Holy crap, I didn't know you actively played. That's so dope. any chance you'd be interested in a certain creator event next time I run it? Because I didn't want to, like, leak everything. I have no idea what that entails. But yeah, sure. I thought that he would know because he was also tweeting about watching EVO. And I was like, well, I just was on stage at EVO, so you know what? I think that's why he agreed. I think that's why he agreed, because he's like, oh, that's EVO guy. And it counted. Don't know how the Icons team members slept at night with how obnoxious they were DMing people like that. It wasn't the Icons team members. It was Kako. It was just one. It was one team member. Not all of them. It was one guy who did ruin it for everybody else, but I was like, you know what? He's actively interacting with a bunch of Rivals players. He might know who I am. Let's ask. So that was my call shot of, I think we're getting... Dog, if I have accidents that won't affect the others, well, yes, but yeah. I'm just saying don't blame all the people that worked on Icons for Kako. I was like, you know what? If I announce Wisely Wars 3 with Point Crow, Rambo, Slimesicle, and the voice of Mario... I don't think he streams, but we'll get him to you for this. I don't care. And the voice of Mario... I don't need Ludwig to be the event to get big names. We're just growing from here. Anyways, I got off track. The voice of Forsberg would be crazy. God, who would I put him with? That'd be the funniest part. But yeah, I'm just saying all this to be like, you have to keep things in perspective. One of the hardest part isn't getting the creator to agree to do it. It's getting a creator to see it in the first place. I will agree with that. Put him on Cakes? Probably. Because he plays fours, but... Hey, Cake, I gave you Mario. I gave you Forsberg. I also do want to kind of change up the teams a little bit. I think I'm gonna... I have to be careful. I'd like to get a couple new coaches in. Not because I think the other coaches were bad, but just to give more people from the rival scene some shine. Could bring Weebats Brat back and bring some other people out. I also have been thinking about like what I want to do as far as like returning or to new player ratio. Because you always want to have some returning people. I think like a third of them returning is always good. But I don't know if I want it to be the same third returning, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, like you can run events. I am confident that if you have a game that you like, the fact that all of these people were inside Wisely Wars and none of them, like, out of those people, I bet like half of them knew what Rivals was beforehand. And that's it. You can make this happen. You can 100% make this happen for whatever game you want to do this for. If you're part of the Granblue community, if you're part of Strive, if you are part of competitive Ultimate Chicken Horse, if you're part of Splatoon, you can do this kind of thing. Now, I was fully ready for the first Wisely Wars to be smaller than it was. But, like, it can be smaller and still have some cool people on it. You can still do creator events and creator collabs. That's all I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Chat, class. I feel like I've rambled a lot. I don't know. I want this to be a video. I will have to figure out how to turn it into a video. How much of this actually works directly. Because I definitely rambled a ton. Does anybody have any questions? Or like, hey, you want to do your own thing? Or even like you want to run an event with a creator? Or you want to, okay, we can even scale it down from events. I want to do a best of, like a 1st to 10 with another streamer or YouTuber. Or I want to do this. Like, do you have any questions or thoughts or like, you want my perspective on how I would go about it? Because like I said, I think a lot of it is just knowing that you put in the effort. It's the same reason, like, I wouldn't say yes to a person who's like, I don't have a channel or a stream or a YouTube, but I want to do this. You should do this event and have me in it. I'd be like, no, that doesn't work that way. You know what? If they're putting in the time, I'm down. I'm down. I'm not seeing anything. I know chat's pretty slow right now. I am doing this at 11 at night, and it's not a topic that my people are used to. Yo, what's up, Gappy? How we doing? How we doing? I was just saying how I tricked a bunch of you guys into playing in Wisely Wars. But, you know, more generally talking about how I tricked a bunch of people into, doing collabs in general. Collabs in general. Because I think people really overthink it, or they underthink it, and they don't put any planning into it. Gappy, okay. I think you would agree with this. I'm sure that you get messages that are like, yo, we should do a collab together, that don't go anywhere. So they're like, yo, we should do this thing, and that's it. But if someone says, we should do a collab, or we should do this event, here's the times that work for me, here's the thing that I'm planning on doing, here's, like, my idea for a format. If someone's putting it, like, they make it easy for you to say yes, because it's already at least partially planned. What's my PB bench press? That's not the kind of question. I have been working out again, but I've not been doing bench press. I think a lot of people are nervous to ask. Yeah, exactly. If you make it easier for people in terms of idea format times, it makes things so much easier. Yes. Exactly. That's literally what I said earlier. That was like what this class kind of was like how to get, if I show up and I was like, hey, we should do this game and we're going to race, and like these are the 3 dates that work for me, which works for you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm down for that. Because I saw a ton of people that were like looking at Ludwig's talking about doing collabs and like, yo, if you come up with ideas, I'm down for it. People are like, no, that's cap. There's no way. Big streamers are going to big dog you. I'm like, dude. I mean, right now I have like barely any viewers because I'm not playing a game that people know. I'm just talking. But also, even like at my normal content, I average like 50. And I still had so many. Like between the two Wisely Wars, there was like 18 million combined followers between all the creators. Lud himself was in it twice. We had multiple like multi-million follower creators that were in there. And it's because I said, hey, I want to do this event. Here's the times, here's the dates, here's the commitment that I'm expecting from it. The fact that I got 40 different people now to have agreed to do something that, even if all you do is show up for the tournament and don't do any training, it's still 15 hours. It's still 15 hours of commitment. And I did it, like, I didn't pay any of you guys. I didn't, like, I paid my team. It was a fun event, exactly. It's okay. I want to get this from you as another creator. I said, the things you got to do is you got to make it easy for them. Can't wait to watch the VOD. I'm going to upload it on YouTube. We're going to see. It's probably not going to do well on YouTube, but I'm going to upload it on YouTube and probably do it like a slightly edited version. But I said, you got to make it easy. You got to do the work in advance so the person knows that you're like real. You don't need to be a big name. You don't need to, but like if someone asks me to do a collab with them and I look at their channel, I'm like, you've streamed twice in the last 2 months, or you've uploaded 2 YouTube videos ever. I'm not like, or like you, but for me it was like, hey, I came in and I was like, here's the format, here's this, here's that, you know. Do the work in advance so they know that you're like serious about it. But yeah, no, make it worth their time. And I said that doesn't mean thinking they're going to get higher viewership, but it is making it fun. The fact that I have now had people that are all, that have like met up and traveled to Las Vegas and to Schaumburg, Illinois, and to other places just to hang out with each other is like proof that we did a good job. But I also vetted it. I vetted everyone that was going to be in it. I said, we're like, basically if you applied for Wisely Wars, you're like, this will have, if you applied or if you were one of the people I talked to in advance, I basically was coming to you saying like, I am pre-packaging and giving you a minimum like 15, 20 hours of collab content with people that I've already pre-vetted to be dope humans. Like, I can't guarantee it's going to be better viewership for you, but I can guarantee that you should have a good time as long as you're also putting in the effort. Like, that is part of me saying, like, make it worth their time. Whether that is a big event or, you know, if it's a smaller thing. Like, if you hit me with a good idea where I'm like, ooh, that's cool, I could make that a fun stream, then yeah, I'm down to work with people. What's up, guys? You're a smaller creator. What sort of things can you do to make yourself reputable enough that larger streamers would be willing to collaborate with you? I think for me, it's a consistency thing, which is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Ironic, maybe? It's a little bit ironic considering I have been very bad at uploading to YouTube in the last 2 months because of my new job. But if I look at someone's channel and I'm like, you've been making things consistently. You've uploaded 8 videos this year, or you stream, even if it's not full-time hours. Like for me, I don't stream a ton, but you can look, and if you look at my Twitch tracker, I stream how much? Subathon month was crazy where I streamed 138 hours, which is not even that many for a lot of streamers, but I stream at least 20 hours a month. Like, if I can tell that you are actually putting in time and effort, and, like, you're trying... It doesn't need to be good. It doesn't need to be, like, super high quality, but I can tell that you're trying. You're putting in effort. That's the reputable thing. For you, Crimson, if you're doing something related to making games, because I know you do, like, game dev stuff as a hobby, if you're like, hey... Here, you could be like, hey... I want you to, like, are you interested in playing this indie game I made? Here is a link to the game. Or like, do you want to talk about, I mostly stream on TikTok. I do multi-stream to Twitch too. I mean, TikTok, as long, is there a way, I don't know how TikTok works as far as this, because I don't do TikTok live. I mean, I'm also including short form. I'm including TikTok. Like, there's people that wearing wisely... Like, RDE is a great example, actually. RDE barely streams. TikTok doesn't have VODs. Okay, that's what I was curious about. It's just hard to prove then, unfortunately. Like, RDE doesn't stream that often, but he's huge on short form. And that was fine. Like, I just need to know that the person is, like, putting in effort. For Crimson, because he does game dev stuff, I would say, like... If the thing you were doing revolves around game dev, if you're going to link your itch.io of, like, here's some of the games that I've made. I think that's totally valid. I think that's super valid. Like, something to show me that the person's putting in time and effort. And you don't actually have to do that. It depends on what you're working on, obviously. But, like, I know for me that's a factor. I know at least for me it's a factor. Final thing I said, I don't know if I'm assuming Gappy is gone now, but I said, you just don't be afraid to ask for help from friends. I want to do my Galactic Chaos idea, but it's hard to do without money and our top or notable players to take part. And see, that's the thing. I didn't pay a single person that was not on my team for Wisely Wars. I didn't pay any of the coaches. I didn't pay any of the... I would love to pay the coaches in the future. I would love to pay the coaches in the future. But, like, I didn't pay the coaches. I didn't pay the players. Because I knew the coaches through doing other things. It's part of, when I say, like, it depends on what you've done. For me, putting in the work ahead of time was also, like, the time I put in to be active in that community. But I bet if you got a really cool idea, maybe you have to run it smaller for the first time. You're like, yo, this is a dope idea. I have one person who wants to take part of it. because I pitched them on a really cool idea and I can show that I'm consistently making stuff. But I don't think you need money for it. In fact, it's a weird thing of like adding a prize pool to something to convince people to do it often backfires because you need like a big amount for it to pull people, and then if you don't, it turns into a weird like they do it and they immediately leave because afterwards. Like I like doing real prizes more than prize pools for my stuff. If I was to do a prize pool for Wisely Wars in the future, I would want the prize to be like a flight to a future event more than any cash. But like that's what I was saying is that I when I did it for Rival 1, people forgot there was a prize pool. Yeah, if you make it fun enough, people will just forget there was supposed to be a prize anyways. People played in Wisely Wars for like a week of practice before I got a message from somebody that's like, wait, is there like a prize for winning? And I said, absolutely not. You've got pride and an in-game icon. So I guess, yes, the in-game icon. And they're like, all right, cool. And it was like an in-game icon for a game that half of them had never played before. But damn, did people love having an in-game icon. We play for pride, glory, and $11. Sometimes not even $11. I had to tell our team that we got an icon when they won. We won. They had no idea. That's very funny. Maybe I didn't mention it as much in the second one. I did for the first. It's easy to miss. I don't know if you know Galactic Chaos. I remember you mentioning it. I didn't know the exact rule set. Got it. Okay. Randomized rules, every set, random band characters. I mean, yeah, if you think your idea is solid enough and you pitch it to people, I bet people would be down. You kind of just have to build the snowball, build the momentum of you get a couple people to agree and then you get more. I will say it's harder to do an event than it is to do a one-off collab with one person, but it's the same idea of you get the snowball rolling of like, all right, because I got this person on board, that means that now their audience and their community or people they know are also interested in being in it. And for players, it's like their friends that they could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play in this. I think it'd be really fun. I would get a couple people on board first before promoting it. Becoming part of your VTuber debut thing? Yeah, but like, okay, there. You said you're waiting on Zap to finish the program right now. It's gonna be part of my VTuber debut thing. Zap has a decent audience. If you ask them, like, hey, do you mind helping promote this? Like I said, don't be afraid to ask for help from friends. If you're like, hey, I want to do this cool thing, do you mind sharing it? And Zap shares it, that immediately gets a bunch of people to see it. That's what I'm talking about. You just can't be there's a way to ask people to help out without being obnoxious. Like Gaius, you're in chat. I mentioned one of the things that I was worried about was like, I'm working on a game now. And I was asking, and I put out a message to the creators to be like, hey, if you're interested in this, I can get you codes, but I'm not trying to be like annoying about it. But I was still worried about it feeling weirdly self-promo, even though it's my own thing. And everyone either was like, dude, this sounds sick, I want to play, or just like ignored it, and that's totally fine. I'm not going into everyone's DMs once a week and being like, hey, have you played the game yet? Yo, you want to play it? Are you gonna, if they do, they do, and if they don't, they don't. Like, you kind of have to not worry about, everyone thinks that they are being more obnoxious than they really are, except for the people that are genuinely being super obnoxious, because they don't think at all about it. And they're the ones who will do the, whatever the DMing equivalent of triple texting you. In the FGC dev community, that principle of make it super simple to get someone to do something. But got a whole combo video made from folks making niche indie fighters. Oh, cool. Dope. I didn't know about that. I did not know about that. Got hit with ads when you addressed me? All right, I'll say it again. I said, like, my example of the like getting in your own head about it stuff ironically wasn't Wisely Wars. I was super down to message people about that. Was the game that I'm working on now. I was like, oh, I'm working on a game, and now I have a bunch of people that I know that are content creators that have clearly shown they're interested in a platform fighter. I should at least share it with them. And like, that is one of those, like, I felt weird about it because I didn't want to be, it felt then that I was asking them to be part of my actual job, and that's weird. But I was like, you know what? I'll shoot my shot. I'll say like, hey, if anybody's interested in this, here's what the game is like. If you're down, I can send you more info, give you keys. If you're not, dope, whatever. That's totally fine. And as long as I'm not messaging everybody once a week being like, yo, have you played the game yet? Are you gonna try? I saw you missed the last, I saw that you weren't in the last playtest. Are you gonna finally be in a playtest? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna, I'll give people an opportunity to say yes. I'll make it very easy to them. Same idea, actually. I'm making it very easy by being like, here's the keys. Here's enough keys to make a team with your friends. Here's the playtest times. The only thing that's not easy is that the playtest times are limited. Once it is open, I'll probably do one final post to everybody being like, hey, the demo's up. People can play whenever they want now. And that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna like... Always send help with things if you ask. Yeah, like, you just can't be afraid to ask for help from your friends. And some of them are friends that you make through doing this kind of thing, but others are like, I mentioned before you got here, like 6 of the people who are in Wisely Wars between 1 and 2 are people that we're in because dad as heck, Don. I asked him to be in it because we were friends in person. And then I said, yeah, I'm trying to like get a couple people in advance so that I can make sure that there's enough interest right away from the initial announcement. And he's like, oh, do you want me to just like ask a bunch of my creator friends? It's like, oh yeah, I guess that sounds, I'm down. And then within like 10 minutes, I had Nandre, Failboat, and Frost Prime. And then Nandre ended up not being able to make the one and waited for the second one. But Nandre, literally, as soon as the second one, he was one of the first people I messaged, like, hey, we couldn't get you into the first one. You down for the second? He's like, hell yeah, let me do this. But like, a bunch of the people, and then, you've been meeting Failboat on ranked every night? What rank is Failboat right now? I didn't know that Failboat, that's sick that Failboat's been playing still. I assumed he was, it's just all offline. You always be surprised at how helpful people can be when you ask them. Sick. 993, got it. I'm surprised I haven't run into him then. I've been learning Lorena for the stream bit, and my Lorena's in gold, so. But yeah, people are like super down to help out as long as you're not being, it's also, and I don't know how to explain this, it's, other creators will understand. You can tell when someone's asking you, even if they're asking you to do something, because they want something from you, or if they're asking you to do something because they think you'll like it, or they think, it's the idea of like, there's people that have come up to meet me that have been like, yo, I love your stuff, this is cool, and later have been like, I would love to play a game with you, whatever. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But there's people that like start talking to me and I'm like, oh, they're gonna ask me for something, and then they do. Like, networking is this dirty word to a lot of people, but really it's just making friends through doing the same things. The networking that is the dirty word is the people that are just like, what can I get from this other person? Which is why I try to be clear that when I'm doing events, I need it to be worth their time too. Or I'm doing a collab, I want it to be worth their time too. Not just me. We both need to benefit from it. In this case, it's also the, like, for, oh my gosh, my brain just blanked. But like, you can just tell. You can just tell. I don't know outside my close friend group what people would like. I mean, you got a sense. Some of it, you just have to run it. Yeah, that's normal. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut on like, this idea is cool and good. Sometimes, you know what, you're wrong. But, like, no one's gonna be like, ah, this person was an asshole because they asked if I wanted to play in their fun, weird bracket format. Unless they say, like, and if someone says no, you just can be like, all right, dope. And, like, don't bug them about it. It's kind of like being turned down by someone that you want asked out on a date. You just gotta hold that one, and you just gotta be like, all right, that's fine. They're still a good person. They're not evil because they said no to you. That's how it goes. All right. I don't really have an outro for this. I'll have to write one. I think this video is going to have a little bit of VO over it for intro, outro, and maybe a little bit of the middle. I'll work with editor on that. Sometimes people just get busy. That too. I literally have a DM from Coney. I have a DM from Coney because he was supposed to be in the second Wisely Wars. He was supposed to be in the second one, and then he applied, he was excited, and I said, hey, down to have you. And then I had to give a couple more bumps. Because he applied, and I was like, if this all sounds good, here. And I said, hey, Coney, just wanted to bump this. I need to finalize the lineup in the next day or two, so I'm following up with anyone that hasn't gotten back to me yet. Then 2 days later, I sent hey, just need to ask one more time. Lineup is going live on Monday. I think you're the final person I need to confirm with. And I got back a, hey, I'm really sorry about that. Completely forgot to respond. Completely my fault. I don't think I can make it. I realize the dates don't line up, but thanks a ton for putting it on. I'll definitely be tuning in. And then the final message is, thanks again for reaching out multiple times. I know it's a pain. LOL. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes. And I was like, yep, no worries. Totally get it. I have some backups. I'll message them. And you know what? Backups, that is how we got Deluxy into the event. Deluxy was a late ad, and Deluxy's literally one of the people that came to Vegas and was hanging out with all of us, and was a great addition to Wisely Wars. It's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's also why Deluxy was the lowest person in their tier, because everyone else at one point was Ethereum. Okay. You know what? I think we have hit all the points. I don't see any new questions. If people do have questions, we're good. If people do have questions, I'm down to keep talking. But yeah, I think anyone can run an event like Wisely Wars. You have to consider the scale. You have to consider you have to consider scale. You have to consider, I think partially is like, I'm good at running events. Galaxy, that's a crazy comment. But you know what? You're right. That is part of the whole thing. What was I gonna say? That really threw my... Yeah. Like, I think anyone can run an event like this. For whatever game they want to. I think anybody can... If you are doing some level of content creation and streaming, I think you can do some form of collab. Wisely brain reset. It's fine. I knew that. You've mentioned it before. It was very funny. Do you think something like that's feasible with a game like Rivals 1? As players, but we really act stuff in the content end. I think part of that comes down to making it worth it to people. I think if you do an event like that, I don't know if you can do an event like Wisely Wars with a tiny game, unfortunately. It's the same reason people have asked me if I would want to do a Wisely Wars in Europe for European creators. And I just don't think that there's a big enough audience there. But that's because I'm also trying to make it a big stream thing. I think if you did an event like Wisely Wars that was new players, take Grid Break, for example. Grid Break was an event for Uni 2. Under Night in Birth 2. That was also the Slam format, Wisely Wars format. Not everyone in Uni 2 was a content creator. Uni2 had people that were just fighting game community members and fighting game YouTubers and fighting game, like, other people in general. I think you could do an event like Grid Break for sure. I think you could do a Grid Break for sure. Holy shit. Hello, Chandler. Oh my god. How we all doing, folks? How we doing, everybody? I feel like... Okay, all right. What's up? What's up? What did Chandler mention about me? What was he doing? What were you guys doing? What were you guys doing? I feel like I have to start everything that I've just done for 2 hours over. This is very funny. We were watching Streamer University lectures. Oh, that actually fits in with what I was saying. Okay. We started off with that and now have done other stuff. Because I have run some large streamer events, even though I am a small creator. So I have run some very, very big content creator events. And now, I'll say, to add some validity to it, I'm sorry, it is like almost midnight my time, so I am tired. I've done this well enough that it is now my job. It is now literally my job. Yeah, I'll introduce myself. Normally I'd be like, I'm in the middle of a content thing, or I'm playing a game or whatever. This literally fits everything I was doing. What's up? What's up, Raiders? I'm Wisely. Chandler and I know each other through a few different things. Both part of the Smash community. We've been part of a content creator Discord. I don't think we've ever met in person, actually. We really should. We really should. But I have done stuff with fighting games and with Smash. So Smash Bros. And then I am currently, the biggeth game that I'm doing stuff is with Rivals of Aether 2, which is a small scale indie game that plays like Smash. Now, the reason I'm downplaying it is because despite running a game that, like, I bet, you know what? Let's pull up the Steam page. It gets an average of... How many people have been playing it? How many people played it in the last... for the peak in the last 3 days? 700 people. And despite that, I have run creator events playing this with creators that have 18 million combined followers. Rivals of Aether 2 is the game. Fantastic facial hair. Thank you. Thank you. It's a little messy right now, but that's because it's late. It's a little late. So, and I was explaining how I got them to do this kind of thing, because we were it started from doing Streamer U stuff. A bunch of people saw, like, Ludwig had a clip and Cinna had a clip, both of saying, here's how you can get people to collab with you. And it was just make it easy to agree. And then a bunch of people were like, nah, that's cap. There's no way that would work. The big creators are just gonna big dog you. It doesn't, they're not gonna actually do it. I was like, dude, I average, when I'm doing my actual thing, which right now I'm not doing what my main content is, so it's small. I average like 50 to 70 viewers between Twitch and YouTube. I'll do the shout out for the YouTube since there's a bunch of you guys. YouTube is actually the main thing for me. I haven't uploaded a video in a month or two because I started a new job 2 months ago. But I do videos about fighting games and platform fighters. I'm going to make a pitch, though. I'm going to make a pitch to everybody that's watching from Chandler. I'm in the middle of switching my content a little bit. It's still going to be very fighting game, platform fighter genre heavy, but I'm doing more variety gaming and more stuff about like travel and going to events and that vibe. So yeah, if you like that, come hang out. But so in the event that I ran, which was called Wisely Wars, despite being for a small game, I had Ludwig in it. I had Tirzu in it. I had Macro, who not as many people know, but he's really big in the hero shooter community. He has like 1,400,000 followers. Failboat, the Nintendo YouTuber, was in it. Barley the Bird, the gay furry cooking streamer that has over 1 million people watching on TikTok and like 900 people watching him cook live, was in my event to play a random fighting game that gets like 700 people on any given day. On good days, we get like 1,000. On really good days after a patch, it gets up to like 2,000 or 3,000. It's growing right now, though. It's a sick game. You should check it out. If you like Smash Bros, you would like it. Anyways, the person who does all the egg dog animations was in it. CJ Ya was in it. Scurry, Frost Prime. If any of you guys have been watching Slay the Spire 2 stuff, you've probably seen Frost Prime. Frost Prime was in this event. Stans was in this event. Coney, like a bunch of big names. And I've done it twice now. They weren't all in the exact same one. Some of them were in the first one, some were in the second. I was like, how did I get them? And basically the answer is like, give them as few reasons to say no as possible. Some people I knew already, I was able to get connections. But out of like the 40 people that have been in the 2 events that I've run that were that scale, I knew 4 of them ahead of time. The rest were either friends of friends, or were people that frankly I didn't know, or their friends vouched for. And so my answer, like, how do you do a collab and get big names to agree, is think about how many times you've been hanging out with friends and y'all are like, dude, we should hang out later. We should get together sometime. And then you do not see each other for another year and a half. It's the same thing. If you said, hey, we should hang out again. Let's go get coffee next Tuesday. Are you free at like 10? All right. Even if they're not free, you are more likely to start talking about times or like a different option. It's the same thing doing collabs with streamers. It's whether you are running a big scale event like I did that had 24 creators all at the same time, or it's just like a one-on-one collab or a couple people. If you say like, the goal is to make it easy for them to say yes. And so in this case, it's, I said, I'm doing this thing. Here's the format. Here's the schedule. Here's the timing. And I also was able to say, I also have these couple people signed up. And that lends validity to it. And so one of the other things I said, you got to put in the work. I'm down to collab with people that are big or small. But if a person who's smaller sends me a message, it's not their size. It's like, if I go to their channel, I'm like, oh, you haven't streamed. You streamed once a week ago, and then you haven't streamed for another 3 months before that. Probably not going to say yes. Or if they're a YouTuber or a TikToker or whatever, and I'm like, you haven't uploaded a video in 4 months. And your videos aren't like hour-long epic sagas where each one gets 3 million views either. So, you know, some people get that, but I don't need them to be a big creator, but I do want to make sure that whoever's asking me to do collab is putting in effort. Like if you're doing things that I think are cool and you're putting in effort, dope. Let's figure it out. And then you also come forward with a specific idea. Instead of the, yo, let's hang out later, it's the, yo, let's meet up, let's go to that brewery that we've been talking about. What are you doing next Saturday? For the collabs, it could be, instead of, yo, we should do a collab together. And then that's where the DM ends. It's the, hey, I was thinking about doing this specific thing. I would love to have you join me for it. I was going to do it either Wednesday or Friday. Which one works better for you? All right. There we go. And whether that is like gaming or an IRL collab or, you know, anything. There's so many things you could be doing to make that happen. And like, for my credit, this is literally my job now. I'm now doing marketing for an indie game, and I'm doing content creator marketing. Indie game is not out yet. It's going to come out Q4, so we're in the beginning of promoting it. But I'm in the middle of setting up a bunch of creator activations to get creators to play it together in lobbies. And you know what? Like, I'm not even some of them. If I'm not able to pay them for it, I'm not like, oh, you have to upload it this time and do this thing. I'm making it easy for them. I'm saying, here's a bunch of keys. We would love for you to check out the game in one of our upcoming playtests. If you do, you are totally free to record or stream it already. Great. Later, we'll be doing paid activations because it's my job and I have to do that. But for a lot of people that have already played the game, they are just, what is the way that I can make this the easiest for them, especially if I'm not able to offer financial incentive yet, because we are just not close to launch. and this has worked very well because I can't leak anything yet, but one of the creators who has agreed to do this and is now making a video for it has over 4 million followers. And most of their videos get like 500,000 views or more. And this is an indie game that has, I think, 500 followers on our largest platform. The most views we've gotten on any individual piece of content so far that we have posted has been like 40,000. And that was one. Most of them get way less. Like, all of this applies to doing any kind of creative work. You got to make it easy for them. You got to put in the time or effort. The less I'm able to pay, the more effort I'm putting into making it as easy as possible. For this creator, we were going to discuss rates and like, you know what? I think this game is dope. They played in one of the playtests. I think this is sick. I want to help you guys out. And so instead of making them try to figure out what one of our timings were for a playtest, we're like, one works for you. We will make sure that our servers are on and that we have enough people playing then, because it's a multiplayer game. Also, I just realized I was not thanking people. Thank you, Fungler, Karses, and Omega. How do I pronounce that? Omegalpha Tower. I did not pronounce that correctly. My bad. My bad. But yeah, that's like my version of the Streamer University stuff is I'm not trying to be a full-time creator. I like doing it. I'm part-time. When this game comes out, because it's a contract, if this job ends at that point, cool. I'll probably be doing a lot more creative work again while looking for a full-time job again. But like, I think this is all applicable in any creative field. Streaming, YouTube, behind the scenes like I'm doing with creator marketing, all of it. All of it. I'm interested in doing stuff like song covers rather than events, but I feel like this talk of collaboration can apply to any creative work. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But yeah, like I got this job because they saw my YouTube channel and were like, oh, you know how to make content, you understand the genre well. We also saw the big creator events you ran, and so we know that you not only can do creator events, because like I'm literally planning one for this job, but also I know creator marketing. I know how to get them. Wait, being able to collab with folks is like how any larger game is made. Yeah. I know that. Frankly, I also have connections now. But I'm saying, like, I was able to do this before I had all of the connections. But I literally got a job because of my work in making videos and doing creator collaborations and activations. Fighting games would be nigh impossible without some level of specialization. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason that, like, I think for Rivals, I've hit a spot where I'm a big fish in a small pond. It may not have looked that when you guys rated, because at that point I was a small fish in a small pond, or a medium fish. But like, I'm in just chatting right now. If I was in the Rivals category, I would have had a lot more people just watching me play. But I think the growth there is a lot more possible if I want to become more of a like medium fish in a larger pond. But I also think that there's a lot of cool stuff that I have a unique perspective on and that I have a unique ability to talk about. Like, I'm a game dev now. I'm making a video game. Or I travel the world to do commentary and casting at fighting game tournaments. And like, I wish that I'd done it earlier. I want to start doing some like, not full-on vlog, but like vlog style. Like, hey, I'm going to a bunch of cool places. I want to make a video with my time doing that. I want to make a video about the community, about the events, about everything else, but in a way that is not only for the fighting game people. In a way that is like, oh, this is dope for anybody to watch. And also maybe some of them will start playing the fighting games as well. And then, you know what, I'll come home and I'll stream some fighting games and some platform fighters and some Smash. There we go. But yeah. Thank you for the raiders. Thank you for hanging out. If anybody does want to know what's up and ask questions, or I mean, if that sounds cool to you, I would love the follows, especially people that are not just platform fighter and fighting game people are very much appreciated, as I'm actively like, it's very funny that if I stream a fighting game or a platform fighter, I get way more viewers than like flavor of the week thing. Like, I've played also Mecha Chameleon or like whatever which is, I don't know why I said it that way. It's very fun with like other bigger creators than me, and I get way fewer views right now whenever I do that kind of thing. Because it's just getting people interested in my other stuff. But yeah, I love talking about the behind the scenes. That's one of the reasons that I'm not trying to be a full-time creator, and that it's a hobby for me. It's a side thing. It's a part-time job, I will say. I treat it like a job, but it's a part-time job. But I love talking about the behind the scenes of this industry. I think it's very cool. I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff that people don't think about, which is why the classes from Streamer U were so good. Yup. All right. So chat, you did pop up and raid right when I was about to start doing something else, which is normally fine. I don't usually care, but this is a lot of people. So I need you all to promise that if I play some video games, you're not all gonna leave suddenly. Or we can just, raid and go on with our night, because it is almost midnight for me. How are we feeling about playing some video games? How are we feeling about, for me, it would be Rivals right now. Or I could do 2XKO, but I think I want to do Rivals. Not Marvel Rivals, Rivals of Aether. We're talking the game that I'm more known for, that I do stuff for. It is a platform fighter, kind of like Smash Bros, but it is competitive. How we thinking? I'd be interested in seeing this Rivals game. That's good enough for me. I know that if I switch, a lot of people will leave, and that's okay. That is something I have to take. Despite me just saying that I'm trying to branch out of doing this, it is what I want to play right now. It is what I want to play right now. If you are curious about this game while you're watching, I'm going to say I have a YouTube channel that literally has new player guides and has like how to understand what is happening for new people. I'll explain it. I'll talk about everything else that's going on. But if you're like, hey, this seems cool and I want to learn more, that's going to be easier than me trying to explain it all in Twitch chat. All right, let's switch categories. Let's go to Rivals 2. I am in the middle of learning a brand new character, right? Or a new character for me right now. So it's not the kind of character I usually play. I also play on a crazy controller. You do not need these. Most people play like an Xbox kind of dig. But I have hand problems. Not because of this. Unrelated. Unrelated. I mean, I can talk about the controller quick. That's what everyone's always curious about. That's what everyone's always curious about. Gotta wind down for the night. Check out the combo video. Yeah! Yep, I'll check it out in the Discord. So, this is an ergonomic controller, basically. Think of it like an arcade top that's been flattened. So, like, literally it's up, left, or up. Wait, it's mirrored. Why am I binding? Up, left, right, down. Here are my like face buttons from the controller or the analog start, obviously. Your right stick. Nope, there is a joystick, but there's no joystick, but this is your right stick, or in Smash your C stick. This is my left stick. And then these let me do angle modifiers to like change the X and Y directions a little bit. So I use this for basically just for fighting games. I do play it for other stuff too, but because it just reads as an Xbox controller. But it's a weird, crazy thing that helps me with my hand problems. I told you I switched categories and a bunch of you all left, and that's fine. I forgive you. I forgive you. Wait, it went back to just chatting. What? No, it should be in Rivals. Someone in stream. Is Twitch showing that I'm under Rivals of Aether 2, or is it saying that I'm under just chatting? I don't know why it would have swapped. You see just chatting? Okay, let's fix that. Rivals of Aether 2. Sneaking onto stream, what does that mean? Now it's switched? Alright, dope. What does sneaking onto stream mean? Y'all to stealth stream? I mean, it was late, but it wasn't stealth. I posted about it on socials. I did a full content thing. We did the thing that I'm going to turn into a YouTube video, and now we're going to play some video games. Your wife is in Ireland for 3 weeks, so I need y'all to keep the same. I will say, it's like a minute till midnight. So I wasn't going to be playing a whole lot longer. We're going to play a bit, though. I need to show you guys how the Lorena training is going. Especially everyone from Chandler, who know nothing about this game. Which is going to be very funny. Oh, God, why is it showing that? Go back to the video game.
Rivals of Aether 2.
So I know what Chandler does for work. When he is not, I don't actually catch enough of his streams though. I really should. I really should. It's just funny because I knew Chandler from doing Smash stuff. Like for Melee, the GameCube game, back in the day. And that is not what Chandler's doing anymore. I'm pulling up his old YouTube channel. Still does YouTube a bit, but it's just like life stuff now. But like, works with Maya, works with Alvea stuff, which is sick. I love the work that they're doing. In fact, I'm planning a charity event soon. And Alveus is one of the charities that we have picked out for it. So we're doing a charity event for the game I'm working on. And so basically it's going to be creators are able to play and the winning person gets to choose what charity they would like to donate, like what they would want to donate the winnings to. But we're going to have a couple picked out of like if someone doesn't have a charity in mind. That way they're not like, if someone's like, I don't actually know who I want this to go to. You'd be like, well, here's like 5 that we think are good. And Alveus is definitely going to be one of them. Honestly, you know what's really funny? Literally the way that Chandler started working with Maya and Alveus is also like bar for bar what it's different, but it's very similar to what I was saying about like doing collabs and just seeing like, don't be afraid to ask, but you gotta make it like worth it for them. You gotta do, except in this case it was getting a job. They're like, hey, I think I can help you with this thing. Because they did not know each other beforehand. At least before the first time there was a message. Alright. Let's chat. This is Rivals of Aether 2. It's weird having to explain this to so many people. This is the thing that most people know that I do. This is a game that plays like Smash Bros. All the characters have an element, earth, air, wind, or fire that helps control some of the stage. It's a fighting game. If you've played Smash before, you'll be able to at least catch the basics of what's going on. I do commentary and like I work at large scale events for this. I commentated an event called Evo. I did top 8, or I did the finals for it less than a month ago. Yeah, that was less than a month ago. Can you explain what a fighting game is to me? No, I cannot. If someone else asked, but nobody that has the mod badge. You appreciate the 1v1 competitiveness? I love 1v1 competitive gaming. I should ask Chandler if he wants to do. I don't think he's watching anymore. I should ask him if he wants to do something. Go back to his roots for a day. And surprise the stream with some Smash Bros. Big ups. Thank you, dude. So yeah. It is a 1v1 competitive game in the style of Smash in this case. I hit local. I don't know why I did.
Choose your rival.
Because I'm definitely going to be playing online. Got all the different characters. They're all animals. I also like the idea of characters are mains. Yeah. So I usually main Maple. But you can't see because my face is in the way. She's a ferret or raccoonish type character. It's a little unclear. I usually play... Sometimes I play Pirate. I sometimes play the, like, woodland plant deity one. She's a rodent of some sort? Yes. But, so that's who I usually play. I've had some eras where I've played Claren, who's a panther. You watched Smash Factor? I didn't. I was very busy this weekend, so I was not able to. Yeah, everyone's an animal that has an element of some sort. And in this case, my chat is challenging me to learn a new character. So I'm playing Lorena, who's a wrestler bug that has the power of magnetism. So, Earth. So I've been learning her a little bit on stream, a little bit off stream. And so this is my first time playing more since I've learned some new stuff. Also, lots of chat into his chat as part of the Alveus community, so we love animals too. Yeah! Yep. That's why I brought up Alveus before. Can you talk about Galvin, the characters that is the power of magnetism? I mean, they both do. I don't understand the comment. They both have that. I didn't mean to hit
Choose
that
your
button.
rival.
So yeah, if you guys got a favorite animal, this is a great game for you. I don't know. I feel like that's not a good way to sell it, because I am about to fight with all of the animals. Was that the 4 different elements? Yes, they're all vaguely earth, air, wind, or fire. It's just they've gotten a little bit weird that, like, poison counts as water. Earth, air, wind, or fire does not... I said air and wind. Earth, air, fire, or water.
Choose your rival.
Combs, don't. A lot of these people are fans of an animal sanctuary. I don't think saying that we're gonna punch animals is really the best way to get this chat engaged in what we're doing right now. But that's fine. That's fine. There's also story and lore. Claren is sent from the future. Slade is a pirate. But yeah, I'm learning Lorena, who's an ant queen that's also an anarchist. Just a little confusing for a queen. Not sure if I'm being serious. I am being serious. So we're gonna send a Doot for Spurn. All right, so this person does... I am playing a grappler character, which means that I am actively grabbing and throwing people through the air and trying to... I need to get close to them in order to do any good damage. It's really the grappler archetype. It's all based on grabs. And they're playing Forsburn, who's a literal smoke and dagger character. They are... I wouldn't say they're a smoke and dagger character. They are literally putting smoke and smog on the screen that they can disappear into.
Jodai Delta.
Just in game, yes, just in game. They can do combos by pulling their cape.
Go!
Game starts side BM. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is not the character I'm used to playing. I'm newer with them. But this has been a challenge because there's been a lot of new eyes on the game lately. And so people wanted to see what it's like learning a character from ground up. Why does the game feel a little choppy right now? Well, alright. I'm not dropping frames or anything, so it might be their internet. Oh, I thought they were gonna back air. They did back air just way later than I thought. Guys, I learned the chair routes off stream. We got recoveries now, except I messed that one up. We're getting an optimization patch. Yeah. Usually it feels fine. Ah! Nope. Back here? I can't land the hit here. I dropped shield too early. He's never gonna expect this. He did not expect this. I missed! No, he can't reach me there. Why did I use special getup? That will never reach there. Okay. So trying to send him off stage. I'm gonna tell you when I get the thing I'm looking for. That somehow still worked. The wrestler theme? Yeah, she's great. She is literally a WWE style like pro wrestler ant that has the power of magnetism for some reason. She's not the character I usually play, but she's very fun. So I throw my chair around. Everybody has like an object or an item that they control some space on the stage with. And hers is chair. One of the most unique characters. Yeah, there's not a... This game really pushes its character designs in ways that Smash can't because they all have to be based on like already existing video game characters. Where they can be like, I don't know, we made an ant. What do we want them to do? Oh, I missed it. That would have killed. I think I could have killed. This character has some disgusting reversals. That's kind of what I'm aiming for, is to get spots in certain areas. No? Ooh, I thought they were gonna... I should use chair more. That's why I should use chair more. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yo, what's up, Adrian? How you doing, dude? You're so good at Hitfall. Yeah, I watch my Corn Cycle videos, which for everyone in chat who doesn't know who that is, because that's a lot of people. I have to keep remembering that most of my chat has no idea about any Rivals things right now. Corn Cycle is a player who's been optimizing a lot of this character lately. Yeah, Adrian, we got a very big raid on the Twitch side of things, so it's one of the few times my chat has no idea what game I'm playing right now. I know that YouTube is sitting at like 7 viewers. But it's very funny getting a 500 viewer raid that says settle down to about 300 when I now know that like 280 of the people watching have no idea what game this is, and it's the game I'm known for. Let me stop the switch. You don't need to, it's fine. I read both, and both appear on the screen. I'll be real, if I have friends that multi-stream, I usually watch their YouTube. Because I have YouTube Premium. And I would rather not have ads. Sounds like it did good demographic. I mean, they're animal fans, but that's really it. I think that might be a little too loose of a... I think anyone's a good demo to have a good time with a fighting game. But a lot of people that are fans of an animal sanctuary, I don't know, they like animals, I guess. I'm down to pretend that that's a bit that we can run. Oh, Oh, I messed up. Okay, he's gonna shield a lot, which means I think I can, instead of going for the hit grabs, I can just go for a real grab. There we go, there we go, there we go. To be fair, I love animals. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, for my viewers, the person who rated is Chandler, who I know because he used to do Smash content, but now works for Maya, who the person who does like animal sanctuary work, like one of literally my favorite people on Twitch. I think she does amazing work. Maya seems like good people. Everyone that I've never met her, but everyone that I've talked to that has met her has said that like she is super genuine, that she's just a great person, and I love hearing that kind of thing. No! Oh, I got the right one. Oh wait, it's super fun. Oh, you're dead. Nope, I messed up. I'm dead. Nope, you're... Okay, whatever. Nobody's dead. Ah! No! I'm holding in the entire time, which is a terrible idea. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Uh-oh. Okay, this person's just doing a lot of dash backs, so I think I should be able to call them out with some more stronger movement. I can't figure out how to edge guard them right now, though. I'm trying to hit them before they get back. That's always the key. Oh, the wrong button. I do need to use the chair more, I think. I'm not like putting it as a trap on the stage enough. Get back here. Also, I was watching some more top players for this character and realizing how often they will do grounded up special at low percents. Because in my head, that's just a finisher kill move. But grounded was still like comboing into stuff. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. We'll get game 2. Or no, we'll get game 3. That was game 2. Because for any non-fighting game players, this is the best of 3. First to 2 wins for a tournament set.
Choose your
This is
right.
not a tournament, but this is designed like in-game. Use an Xbox controller or GameCube controller. I use a box controller. So I played something like this. It is designed. That's designed. It functions as an Xbox controller.
Ready? Go!
But I used to play on GameCube. But I started having hand problems because I also used to rock climb. And it turns out rock climbing and playing intensive video games are not great for you. For your hands specifically. With your 2 hobbies. And I was a musician. I would play... you can see a lot of the stuff in the background. I don't play as much as I used to. But I play music. I used to play guitar a lot. And like when all 3 of my hobbies were like very intensive, I held out. Please don't die. Nope, yeah, I did that wrong. We're intensive on my hands. It was just started having hand pain. Okay, let's try to do it again. Just play super careful. Grab ledge again. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I can pull the chair to me, or I can pull myself to the chair. It's kind of the flavor that I'm playing with here. And so if I have the chair, I can start getting a lot more stuff going. I got grabbed it. They expected the second one. Oh my god, they held out. That almost killed them at like 60. That should not happen. Oh, I missed my wall jump. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. They held out. They held out. We're good. We're good. We're good. Oh god, they just let me land on them. Yeah, I DI'd poorly, which is I can choose a little bit of the trajectory I go when I die. Damage. Not done this yet, so I think they weren't expecting it. And they were holding out because they were expecting me to up air again. And that's how we do it, folks. That's how we get the W.
Another victory for my people.
There we go. I'm telling you, I think this character is, you know what? Frankly, kind of easy. I shouldn't be as good with this character as I am with like 3 days on them. If this character surpasses my Maples peak, that's a problem. That's just a problem. I think the kill confirms are too consistent. I don't know.
Choose your rival.
I just do things in this game with Lorena that I'm like, oh, that just works. That just works. Let's play we'll do the Macho Man Lorena skin this time. All right, this person is, at least ranking-wise, significantly higher than me. So let's make an upset quick. Let's make an upset. I shouldn't be banning that stage. I think that stage is good for Lorena. I just been banning it out of habit.
Choose fail.
So this is a dinosaur that has the power of magnetism. And they're playing the balloon animal skill. The last one was fire. So when they turn colors, they become stronger, this character. They never expect it. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I still have a chair. Oh, I should have. I think I could have downbeat back to the chair one more time. I think I could have. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't know what to do about that. I could have gotten into the wall to tech, probably. Oh no, the reverse forward air? Oh, I'm dead. Nope. Okay, I thought they were gonna edge guard me a little bit better. I love saying, oh, I'm dead when I'm definitely not, apparently. Can I get some cheese? They're very consistent with their reverse forward airs. That's crazy. Okay. All right, all right.
Choose your rival.
I'm thinking. I think I just need to be better at parrying. I need them to not be as willing to just push buttons in my face.
Merchant point.
I need to be able to get them off me.
Ready? Go!
And that also probably means running command grab a little bit more instead of hit grab. How are they getting all of those reverse forward airs? This person seems very good. I missed! I think that could have been it too. Yeah, they hit the chair as I was pulling it out. Okay, okay. No, get back here. There we go, that'll kill. That'll kill. So the higher I drop from that, the more damage and knockback it does. So the earlier that'll kill. Okay. No. Need to get out of the corner. You know what? Fine. Fair enough. I died to that? Alright. That was weird. I need to be able to edge guard there. I need to be able to like drop low and get a backer out or something. Oh right, that doesn't work. Thank you. Oh no, they hit me. That jab, whoa.
Man, tap.
That up tilt hit behind them. So, all right, I got. That person was just clearly better than me, but that's fine. They're also, I don't know if that. I'm trying to remember if that's higher rank than even my main character. Yeah, if people are just tuning in, I'm being forced by my chat to learn a new character right now. So I have to get my Lorena up to a certain level. Basically until Plat, and then after that we'll decide.
Choose your
It's
rival.
not the character I normally play.
Lorena.
I do think it'd be very funny if I get my Lorena straight up to like better than my main. Not because I want to switch characters, but just as I like, guys, I think this character's crazy. Okay, this person's a much lower rank, so maybe a bit of a reprieve or respite.
Toe Dojo.
Okay, let's go. Alleged gamers are very fun.
Ready? Go!
I just make mine something that doesn't work. Does not make grammatical sense. Roll. Thank you. I messed up. Unfortunately, this person is already moving very slow, which means it's clear they're kind of newer. Which is totally fine. But I feel a little bit bad that we got paired. Because I will probably just kind of stomp them for a bit. Oh god, they held out. Chair. Do work. Cover the neutral. That's a crazy crap they got. Why upstream? And that's gonna kill. Oh, yes, okay, yes it will. They could have gotten back. I don't know why they did that. Ah! Wee. I need to remember to let the Avalars rip if I don't think they're gonna be able to defend against it well. And they went low, which means that's just gonna work. Because that was just a very bad recovery on their part. They went low, and that move spikes if I do the elbow drop off the stage.
For my people.
And if you're not getting to the wall, so because even tech, which is if you get hit into the wall or to the stage and you hit your shield button, it just like basically is like a cling to the wall for a second. Lets you survive. And this person is not doing it. I just banned 2 random ones. I'm not super concerned.
Tempest Peak. Ready? Go!
We're trying to get the like checkmate situation that we're trying to set up is getting an up air, which is that grab where I pull them back down, as deep off stage as we can. So this grab, but off stage. There we go. There's one. I messed up though. Because I messed up, I'm dead. I deserve that. Oh, they weren't ready for that. That back throw will kill if they don't hold in the right direction. Like I said, you can affect your trajectory a little bit. That's okay. We're doing some more new to Smash and Platform Fighters commentary because we got a big raid from someone who doesn't do this kind of thing. So I was doing other content. And got a raid and then went, oh shoot. I was in the middle of switching over to Rivals. Because I was doing more like general being a streamer content, which was good. I think it's gonna be a YouTube video. But it was just very funny that I was like, oh, I was just about to swap. Nice. Greatest jab's one of your favorite. Oh, the John Cena? Yeah. You know what? Fair enough.
Game!
Where did the chair go? Why? Alright, Chad, I gotta lock in on this next game.
You won't get in
Because
my
this
way.
person is way lower in rank than me, and if I lose, I will drop a
Choose
lot of
your
points. I also don't think they're very good. It's nice to see other stuff too. Becca Chameleon was a funny time. I'm trying to get some other stuff in too. That is definitely a goal right now. I'm gonna be doing some stuff for other games. I know I'm gonna take a hit in viewership, especially on YouTube, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I feel like right now I'm kind of, especially like as far as commentary is concerned, or because of commentary and everything else, I feel like I'm kind of a big fish in a small pond right now. And I would rather be a, you know, a medium fish or a small fish, but in a big pond. Oh, that was faster. No. That'll do it then. Oh no! They were mashing so hard to get that grab break. I don't know if they know that it's just a one-button input. Oh god! They were mashing to get out of the grab. How do they know how to do that? But they're 824.
Game and
Oh, they died before I even got down there.
¡Levántense!
That was crazy. They flew off the bottom.
Sigo siendo la reina.
Okay. God, if I get to plat in my like first 3 days, because I don't learn characters very quickly. I understand how they work, but doing it with my hands is a different story. I've always been like that though. Like, doing the things with my hands is a lot harder for me than just like explaining how a character should work in theory. It is the commentary problem. But if I'm able to get Lorena up with like 3 days of actual game time, up to where my like the same rank as my Maple, I'm gonna be so sad. Why is this skin literally Thanos? It's the like Power Rangers style skin. I mean, like, I get the suit a little bit. Like, I don't think you're wrong, but that's the idea, at least. It's like
Choose
wrestling
your rival.
themed. I do like basically all of her skin though. I like the dream one where she's in pajamas a lot. Ooh, wait, another silver? All right. I'm gonna squash Turtlet, I guess. Winning rivals right now with a couple of Smash 4
Metal
heads.
Refinery.
Floor hugging's frustrating. I get it. I like it. I like floor hugging and crouch canceling,
Ready?
but I also get like
Go!
I'm working on a platform fighter right now for my actual job, and we don't have it in there, and it wouldn't make sense for the game we are making. I think it makes sense for some very specific things in Rivals, but it also is like undeniably a weird mechanic that is very frustrating to some people. And no matter how much I want to, I can explain, like, well, actually, it's a good mechanic because of these things. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. Now, if you're working on how to fight it, totally fine. This person's mashing. Nope, you're going that way. Let's throw a chair at him. I need to do that way faster to get the ledge refresh. They jumped right before that happened. I was waiting for Eddie change of color. Also, hearing Smash 4 old heads, are you guys actively playing alt, or is it you went from Smash 4 to this? Basically, I've run a learning the game with because I love every mechanic in this game except for that. Yeah, I've heard that. Meanwhile, like, I came from Melee and PM, and I still actively play those, and so it feels a lot more at home for me. If someone started with Smash 4 and alt, I fully understand why this game doesn't feel like what you expected. Please do something else. Anything else other than a fireball. How many do you think they're gonna do before they realize I'm parrying almost all of them? They're using the exact same timing on all of them. They're jumping up and then dropping down and doing a fireball. But ult had started before. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I don't think anyone there has played ult in like 2 to 3 years. Makes sense. Yeah, whereas like I was actively doing stuff for... I've commentated Melee this year. I commentated Melee at Supernova this last year. If this person was better at spacing, I did get them to stop throwing fireballs as much though. I tried to do a maple punish, which is why I did downbeat above them. That's crazy. Do it again. Okay, thank you. Having played Melee before definitely helped. I think each game has like something that you can learn from it, for sure. But like, dang, if floor hugging didn't feel much more owned in the Melee and PM players. Get wrecked!
Hey!
Oh my god, that read.
Levántense!
There we go. You will learn, as long as you love the rest.
Victory for my people.
You will learn how to play around it. You will learn how to bait it out. There's times where I'm intentionally doing certain moves because I know that they're going to go for floor hug, and then I go for other options. It's also been fun to see stuff like Dacus and Clyde tossing to you. Learning that stuff was in PM is a good time. Yeah, I love the PM time. PM is still the game that I arguably have been the best at. My peak in skill level. Because I've taken top 50 players in the world in PM to like game 3 and game 5. Never beat anybody, but I've taken them to the distance.
Ready?
Low end
Go!
top 50. I've made people have to swap off characters, like that kind of deal. I got 5th at Smash Camp and 9th at a different one. Actually, everyone knows CD, Evil Nardwar. I beat them in PM once. Oh, that didn't hit. Do it again. Oh, HDR. Sure, yeah. Does HDR have CC or Flora? I actually don't know. This person's shielding in panic. We're gonna go right at me. Oh, Lunchables got you into it. Sick. I love Lunchables. I did not talk to him much, but said hi to him at Combo Breaker this year. He was there for Grand Blue. Oh, nice. Wow. I mean, that's kind of in the same way that, like, I played Ice Climbers in Melee and PM. And so there's certain mechanics that I also just kind of ignored because I was like, well, I'm gonna grab them. Have fun SDIing this. I mean, I did have SDIs on my links in the chain grab, but not in the initial hit. Stop doing Firefox that close. I'm trying to work on my timing for that refresh, and I'm just not getting it. I can't go for it now because if I mess up and I die and I lose to this player, I'm going to be very upset. No. Thank you. There we go. They went off stage. Wow, good bait, good bait. Terrible option. Did we get there? My chair went the wrong way! Oh, I threw. Oh, wait, that was only game 2. I thought that was game 3 for some reason. All right, we're gonna win this time. My chair went. I don't know why my chair went the other way. I don't know this character well enough to know why that happens.
Choose your rival.
So I am new to playing Lorena.
Ho Dojo.
Okay, let's see. They love shielding on top of flat, so I'm gonna go for a lot of obstruction.
Go!
Take that. Okay. I'm just going for a little bit harder reads now. It's that they like recovering to the edge of the plat. Or not recovering, one of the two. Okay. Yeah, man. You really got me. Okay, wait. How did that miss? Come on, dude. I think this person needs to play a zoner. They would have a much better time. They are certainly playing as if they are zoner. Like, they would be doing better. They'd be performing better. Nope, they're gonna go for downer. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Respect me as a player. Don't just go for forward throw off down air. That's my job. I'm the Lorena. There we go. This person is like is like moonwalking now. So I don't think they're awful. I think they just don't know rivals. Oh, I messed up. What controller am I playing with? I'm playing on a Gram Digital. I can show you in a sec.
Game and set.
So I play on a box controller.
¡Levántense!
I play on...
Sigo siendo la reina.
There we go. No shot? What does that mean? Do you have the same controller, or are you shocked that that exists? Yeah. I feel like it'd be hard. I mean, it's harder to learn than a controller, but I switched because of hand issues. I switched because of hand pain issues. Because at one point, my hobbies were competitive fighting games and video games, playing music, like you can see a bunch of, if I move, you can see guitars and stuff behind me, and rock climbing. It was just bad for my hands. So I switched to more ergonomic stuff. I also play on leverless for traditional fighters. Actually, this is my current leverless for traditional fighters. So it's hard to learn, but it feels natural now. Didn't realize they're good for platformers. I mean, this one is designed for platform fighters. This one was designed for platform fighters. That's why I use this one just for those. It was a weird transition, but I also switched during the pandemic where I could not go to in-person events, so I didn't need to worry about, like, you only do the hitbox in the box. There's a ton of brands now. There's a lot of, like, local modders that make them. The company, Gram Digital, doesn't exist anymore, but he's currently working on a new product that will be coming out later that will be basically be like the spiritual successor to it. There's a lot of places that make them now. Yeah, I switched for ergonomic reasons. I was getting sharp hand pain up and down my arm. And later I ended up actually, let's see here, a little bit. I had to have wrist surgery. Which was not related to Smash. The wrist surgery was an unrelated reason, because I had just a cyst. Which just happens sometimes, apparently. Sometimes your body just does that. But, yeah, it was enough things all at the same time that I was like, this is bad for my hands, and I'm going to switch to something more ergonomic, as long as I was, like, willing to put in the time. I was one of the first few people that kind of switched. Level 470 Maple. Yeah, that's my actual main. I'm learning Lorena for stream. And maybe to make a video. I haven't decided if I'm making a video on this yet. Maple's my main. It started as Zetter and Clarin, because my main from Rivals 1 isn't in the game. My main from Rivals 1 is Ori.
Underground
Will never be in the game. And then I was getting and then it was Forsburn.
Ready? Go!
You need Rivals to add more players. It's growing right now. We had a big bump after Evo and Wisely Wars and a few other events. And so now it's like once the next content update comes out, I think it'll be up. No, wrong one. I thought I got to throw it. I mistimed it. Oh, that hit? Okay, high enough up? Oh, yes we are. So yeah, I told Stream last week that I would learn a new character and then compete with them in a tournament bracket at my local, which is on my stream. The local is on my stream every Tuesday. It's also got like multiple, one top 50 in the world player, multiple people who, if they traveled more, would be top 50. So me saying that I'll play Lorena at my local is not like, oh, it's gonna be easy. It's a like, dude, I go O2 at my local sometimes. Okay. Clap. They're gonna jump up. No, they didn't. It still worked. Held in because I thought they were gonna do it at the throat. The game makes me too mad to go to locals. No, it's the other way around. Other way around. I will get mad playing this game online. I have never gotten mad playing this game at a local. I've been like frustrated at losing, but I've never been mad. Playing in person with other people reminds you of why fighting games are good. If it wasn't for the people that I was playing with, I would not be playing these games, and it's literally my job. Like, I work for a company that's making a platform fighter. Okay, fine. But yeah, if this game makes you mad online, actually go to a local. That's sick. You're about to go to school for game development. I work for Team Super Soras. It's their first game, so most people have not heard of them. It's like a small 10-person indie company with some Riot devs and some ex-Hi-Res and a few other people. But I'm actually on marketing. I got the job because of my like knowledge of the community and platform fighters, but also because of my YouTube channel. They're like, oh, you understand how to do marketing for this kind of thing. You understand how to run creator events for marketing reasons. All of that. It was like literally why I have my current job.
Hey!
So I started 3 months ago. Game's supposed to come out. Whenever the game comes out is roughly when my contract is done. So the game we're working on is a platform fighter, but it's not a competitive platform fighter. We are basically using the controls and the engine of a Smash-style game, but to play a bunch of mini-games. It's like Mario Party or Fall Guys, but built inside a platform fighter engine. And some people will play it competitively just because they like doing that. Like, we have people that are playing in our playtests that just only want to do the ranked 1v1s. Or not ranked, the unranked 1v1s. But our goal is that like we are making a dope party game, and then our goal is that we're making a dope party game, and then
Ho dojo.
like it's a good enough fighting game that the people who do want to play competitively
Ready?
are able to
Go!
like they have some meat to grind into.
Nice try.
Contract had funding problems. What game was it? I'm curious because I feel like I've heard of most platform fighters at this point. Unless it was like super underground, but the indie one probably not, or not the indie, but like the one that had funding at some point. Our studio is self-funded, so we have a very direct runway. Party games are huge now. Unironically, when they approached me to do marketing, I was like, wait, so it's like friend swap, but for people that know how to wave dash? That sounds fun. And you don't have to wave dash. It is just as fun competitively without it. But it really does feel like if I want to play like a serious match, I'm gonna play Melee or Rivals, and if I just want to like push buttons and goof around and play volleyball or capture the flag or any of our different game modes, I'm gonna go play Punch Upon a Time. A Roblox platform fighter? Oh, that's crazy. Didn't have enough time to get speed off the ground? Interesting. What was your role in it? I didn't know that there was ever anybody making... I knew that there was, like, games made in Roblox, even that had, like... They were hoping would do esports stuff, but I never knew that any were, like, fighting games. That feels so gross. Design character movesense. Interesting. Are you currently in game design stuff? Because you mentioned that you played Smash 4 and Ult. But I'm just curious how you got involved, I guess. God, I would love to know what esports team it was. Because, you know, unfortunately, saying an esports team that lost its funding does not narrow it down a whole lot. I jumped right into that. So yeah, I'm a game dev in that I'm on the team. I am on the marketing and publishing side. The only one that's only on the marketing and publishing side. But I also, because of my experience in the genre, like I'm part of playtesting and giving feedback, and so like I'm in parts of the design stuff there at least. No. Thought they were shot. I need to learn how to do that turnaround that people are doing. You got other game devs in chat? Apparently. They're on the YouTube side right now. Themselves. Am I dead? Didn't mean to do that. 2 all 3. All 3! They let me do it! They let me go for it! I've never actually even tried to get a kill with that. 3D artist. Oh, sick. It's crazy that we have like 250 people watching on Twitch and 8 on YouTube, but the entire chat right now is everyone. The entire chat right now is like 4 of game devs on the YouTube side, which in my experience makes sense. And on our team for Supersaurus, like if you ask everybody like what they're more active on, it's all on YouTube. I want to go to bed, but I keep winning. It's like 1 in the morning. I keep winning. I'm excited for workshop stage support. So I can flex my stuff. Yeah, that's sick. Tree, what games have you worked on? Or Spark as well. I'm curious if I've heard of any of them. Obviously, it's a huge industry.
Choose your rival.
I would love to take, because this is my first time working on a game. But I would love to take this into like doing creator and content marketing for other studios too. Because like I am a creator, but I would like, even in a world where I became a full-time content creator, I still in like 10 years, it's like I don't want to be doing that at that point. So like I much would rather work behind the scenes. Halo Infinite, High on Life, Monopoly Go. Oh, that's dope. 3 games that I have heard of for all of them.
Ready?
Unfortunately, 3 games I've not played for any of them, but I've heard of. Everything you worked on died other than game jam stuff. I'm sorry. Oh my god, that was because of The Last of Us Online not happening? That's crazy. Didn't like me a lot, but I was slightly outclassed at the time. That's fair. I actually applied for a job at Off-Brand as well, similarly. I applied to be one of their marketing people, which would have not been for Rivals, but is like related to Rivals. And I was a little bummed that I didn't get like even interviewed, and then or hired, and then I saw who did get the job, and I was like, oh, this person fully outclasses me in every way. That it was someone who literally used to like, they are the reason that Apex Legends moved into the Japanese market. That is what they did. And that is, if you don't know, the largest shooting game in Japan. Like, it is enormous in Japan. And he ran the marketing campaign to get that to happen. Because they did like a whole VTuber campaign. I was like, never mind. I would have been good for just the rival stuff and had to learn on the fly for everything else, which I would have been fine doing. But this person already is good at all of that. Apex is massive there, that's wild. Yeah, they did a VTuber campaign where, with VTubers, but also all of the Apex characters each got like VTuber rigs, and they like animated them into the game and in advertising. And that person is now working for Off-Brand. I actually met them in Evo. They were very nice. It was just very funny that I was like, oh, I applied for your job, actually. I was like, you should have gotten it. You were clearly way better than me at it. I'm now doing my first game. One, I just had done creator marketing for other things. And oh, I didn't get the share out. I don't know. Apparently, you need to be higher up for that. I'm still learning. I'm missing a single color for my paint collection. That's rough.
Choose your rival.
Finally making some really high quality stage content with Workshop has support. Maybe see if Dan wants to buy them off me. Very funny. I don't know if they've done that before. You're thinking like stage skins, basically.
Underground Arena.
Warhammer's my other.
Ready? Go!
Love that isn't platform fighters. Oh, I didn't know that. Mine is music. Shave your beard? Someone in chat, can you, or if I have a mod on YouTube side, can you ban this person? I've had professional, like, estheticians, like people who run style campaigns for, like, enormous brands and broadcasts that have said I have the best beard they've ever seen in their life. And I wish I I'm literally not joking about that. They said I'm the best beard they've ever worked with in esports. You can hold that one. I'm not shaving. It looks good. All right, now you're actually being an asshole. I thought you were joking before, but if you're gonna keep saying this, I literally will ban you as soon as this game's out if I don't have a mod. You don't go into someone's chat and tell them how to live their life and what they should look like. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, bots. That's the first time anyone's ever done that. That's so weird. Like, I've gotten bald tricks before, but this person's destroyed me, by the way. What the hell is going on? And I don't think it's that they're, like, how are they, like, it's not that I was distracted, they're just good. W mods, I never am fully aware. I have way more mods on the Twitch side because I usually have more viewers there. You're debating whether to make a mod as a portfolio? I think you should. I literally know people that got hired off of doing Rivals mods. Who is it? There's somebody that's making the animation versus game. Started as doing workshop mods for Rivals 1. And now they are like, we're hired by the animation team. Or by the animation versus team, and that game made like millions of dollars on Kickstarter. This person is so much better than me. Alright, GG's. Why is this gold Rano Poop Gaming kind of ruined my life? I don't know, they were good. Muno, yes, Muno. Networking in the YouTube chat? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Both feel free to also join the Discord. Now that I'm doing game dev stuff, we've had more people in the Discord talking about that kind of thing. And I'm super down for that. I'm trying to branch out my content in general, both streaming and YouTube videos, into doing a little bit more talk about my game dev stuff and like event travel for esports things and things that aren't just playing the games or talking about in-game stuff. So having people that are down to talk, like, I'm gonna upload a video. I'm currently scripting it because it's not a streamed one, but an offline VO of like my process to working in games, because I very much feel like I accidentally got this job because I didn't know they were hiring for it. The guy just DM'd me and he's like, hey, we should talk about getting you, we should talk about this. Because I posted, I was like, hey, I finished up with this gig, I'm looking for something new in content marketing or creator marketing, and I literally playtested the game that I'm now working on. I playtested it like 3 months before that. And then he's like, wait, I just saw your post, we should talk about this. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we talked 2 days later, and then 2 days later I was starting on the team.
Choose your rival.
Like, I was looking for creator marketing jobs, but I wasn't looking for it specifically in gaming. Let alone platform fighters, the genre that I know the best. Being hired because they want you must be a great feeling. It really was. When I found out that, like, literally I was hired because multiple people on the team watch my YouTube videos and they saw the big creator events I was doing, and they're like, well, we need someone who can make videos about our platform fighter, and we need someone who has creator networking and like has experience working with creators to run events for creator marketing. So yes, I can do those things. It's hard to land aside from programming and maybe UI UX. Is UI, I don't know. Is that harder to land than the other ones? I feel very silly sometimes being the only person on the publishing side when they're talking about things and I was like, I actually don't know. You're the Rano, you watch the YouTube, I thought you played Maple. I do play Maple. I'm doing a stream thing, learning Lorena. So this is like the 3rd day of learning her. And you destroyed me. I was like, holy crap. I don't know how I got destroyed by someone that was that, not that was like that close to the same rank as me. So I am learning Lorena for a stream thing. For deciding if I'm making a video about it. But my chat was like, wow, how is this random gold Rano's kind of wrecking you? I was like, yes, they are. Oh my god, I'm getting also wrecked by this gold Zetter. I need to focus. Why did I hit that button? There's just not as many people doing those roles. God. But yeah, I do play Maple. That's my actual main. I'm basically doing this, and then I need to play Lorena and win a set at a local. And since the local is on my stream, it's probably easier. Sorry about that. Ah, no worries. I just 3-stocked someone else. It happens. I was just very surprised, because usually if someone beats me like that, they're in flat. So that was more is that I got beat way harder than I expected for the like area.
Choose your rival.
That's all right. Keep watching the Twitch and YouTube when you can. Well, thank you. Thank you. I will be getting more like actual stuff up on the YouTube soon too, because it has been a bit since it hasn't been streamed, or like Wisely Wars, but that was still a streamed event, and I never ended up making a video from it like I wanted to. So I started the new job we've been talking about.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, it'd be way different if you were like BMing me and then you're like, oh man, I didn't realize it was you. Because I have gotten those before. Okay, fine. I will... They're gonna jump. Why did I go for a reverse back air? Okay. I thought I had the read. Just went through. You know, content creators pull out. Yeah, it was so dope. The event went so well. Especially the second one, but they both did. Is the angriest this game has made you? It's fine. But I'm also, like I said, I'm from Melee. I'm used to dealing with Fox. Melee Fox, who is infinitely scarier. Everybody that... There was a poll recently on Twitter where someone was like, who's... Oh, wait, that was me. I literally thought that was them. Where people are like, who has a better recovery, Zetter or Melee Fox? And people started voting for Zetter, and I was like, that's insane. None of you guys have played Melee, and I can tell. I don't care that they have a fewer move. That just is not true. Also, I've played against Fox with Shine that is literally 1 frame. Zetter's is 2. You would be floored at how much of a difference that makes. Like, you want to get wave shined in a way where you literally are dead if they catch you off stage every single time? Our move. routinely played against Fox with a character where if Fox hit me and I was anywhere in the lower like 2/3 of the stage, I was just dead every single time. And people are like, man, I don't like Zetter. Zetter shine pressure's silly. That's a guy I've been gimmicking with Brawler for like 8 years now. Yeah. Yup. Alright. I think it has been a while. I've already rival gamed more than I expected. Because I did my whole planned stream segment and then did that. So I've been live for like almost 4 hours. I meant to be live for like 2. And I'm definitely playing worse for the last couple sets. Because I'm getting tired. So chat, I think we're going to call it. Let's go send y'all to somebody. Remember, if you've been enjoying this, especially if you're part of some of the big raids, I would greatly appreciate the follows. I'm trying to do some cool stuff. I have some big things planned that aren't Wisely Wars, but like content bits with other creators, both platform fighters and not platform fighters. Holy stream transition, this one? Yeah. So, like, I'm doing a lot of different stuff. If you like the game dev talks, I'm going to be uploading some stuff that's, like, my experience, how I got this job, and, like, the weird way that I found out about this and got to this point. Yeah, I would appreciate it a lot. Both here and on the YouTube. The YouTube is actually the bigger one. The YouTube is the videos that I care about more. So, with that, let's find somebody to raid. Who are we sending you guys to? Is anybody that I know even up this late at night? That's always also the question. Also, thank you. Follow Poop Gaming. Okay. I can't believe that person was telling me to shave my beard. Look at this right now. Look at this. This is after it's been messy for the day. I haven't used any beard balm. It looks great. Look at that. That's how you know someone's a hater for no reason. Yeah, I mean, people on YouTube chat get crazy sometimes. YouTube, because it's algorithmic, sometimes people just get recommended a random, like, people will get recommended a video and be like, this isn't exactly what I want. I should go and tell them that this isn't exactly what I want. And it's like, no, you're just telling the algorithm that you are engaging with the content now. Why are you doing that? So, like, YouTube just gets weird because of it. People freak out. And they are... Sometimes YouTube chat's great. And then there's other times where I'm like, they are way more likely to... be like, it's the people who will tune in and be like, what game is this? In all caps. I'm like, it's in the stream title. What do you mean? They're like, I don't know. I've never seen this game. Is this a Smash? I'm like, it's in the stream title. Come on. All right. Anyways, who am I seeing that is live? That I'm following. Oh, Nandre's up. We're going to send you guys to Nandre. Mr. 10K himself. If you don't know, Ludwig just did a thing at Streamer University, which actually a bunch of you guys were aware of because that's where one of the raids came from, was someone else that was Chandler, who's talking about Streamer U, did his thing where he was like, hey, this is what someone who is the 95th biggest streamer on Twitch and the 1,000th biggest and like the 10,000th biggest on Twitch all make. And one of my friends, Nandre, literally was the person he talked to about me like at the 10K mark. So all of that data was from Nandre, who apparently was doing some video gaming and then also doing some movie talks. I don't know what they're doing right now, but we're going to send you to Nandre. Nandre was also in Wisely Wars at one point, and so enjoys the game on that. I don't know what game this is, but that's fine. You guys are going to have a good time. Nandre's extremely funny, a very dope person. Is more of a comedian who streams than a, like, gamer. So. Alright, let's start the raid. He just walked off screen, so hopefully he comes back. Don't know what just happened there. But you guys have a good time. I don't know what the raid message should be. Just go and yell at him. That works. Good night.